Hello and welcome to Fistivities. I'm Karyn Bryant, KB. You could just call me KB, here with you on a Tuesday night. Tonight, this is episode 85. Renato and I will be speaking with Chase Hooper, who recently picked up a win on the same fight card that Mackenzie Dern and Angela Hill fought in the main event. So he picked up a win over Nick Fiore. So we're going to talk to him about that. And he, changed his weight class. And so there's just a lot to talk to him about. And I, have never really spent a lot of time talking with him. You know, we've been at I've covered a lot of his fights with the Apex, but I'm excited to get to know him. So at any rate, welcome to the show. I'm looking out my balcony window. It's gotten really dark. The sky has gotten really dark, like rain cloud dark, which is kind of cool because it rarely rains here in LA. I don't want to start off with how's the weather, but it's just interesting. So it's kind of in my eye line, and it's kind of interesting to see it. But saludos, Jesus. Excuse me. My goodness. So saludos, Jesus. Saludos, Jesus. That is pretty funny. Yes, Alex versus Daniel. I believe you're talking about the co-main event this weekend. Alex Caceres versus Daniel Pineda. That's what you're talking about. And speaking of Alex Caceres, I should bring this up because he is, of course, a former guest of ours here on Fistivities. Alex Caceres was episode number 74. So you should look for that. And he's a great guy, a great guest. We talked a lot about not surprisingly, a lot of things that go on in your brain and a lot of things about the mind-body connection and what he's thinking of when he's fighting and all kinds of stuff. So episode 74 with Alex Caceres. And that was definitely worth checking out. That is going to be a good fight. That is going to be a fight. I was just I'm working this weekend, so I was just looking at some fights to prep for that. And it'll be interesting. You know, Alex and Daniel, they're body type wise, definitely very different and stuff. And yeah, I feel like it might be like a bull and a matador type of thing. I mean that like in the best way of both of that, if that makes sense. That's not a diss on either of them, and that's not giving the advantage to either of them necessarily. I'm just saying that's kind of like the first image that comes to my mind. That's just me. What's up, Suavecito? How you doing? Good to see you on this Tuesday night. I agree. It is good to see you. What up, Johnny Morrow? What's good? What's good with you? Hey, so yes, I know it's on, but just you want to cut through commercial, just hit pause and you can watch that on anybody's time. This is live with Chase. That show already happened and you can watch it whenever. This is live. You get live questions in with Chase and Renato. So for those who don't know, Renato Laranger is a 27-time World Jiu-Jitsu champion. He hasn't competed in a while. And in fact, I might want to ask him what his take is on Gordon Ryan. But Renato, anyway, he does. I think this is off center. This is kind of throwing me off a little bit. Renato is, he's a 27-time Jiu-Jitsu champion. He is a bit of a, let's say, a rake, a bit of a rogue, if we will, if we're forgiving him. Look, we don't, Fistivities is basically me and Renato, so we don't really have a human resources department. Let's just say, if he were in a corporate situation, human resources would often be called. But here, whatever. I do let a lot of stuff slide. That doesn't mean I would let everything slide, but I would let a lot of stuff slide. So I'll catch up on Tough after. I am curious how that's going and how that is going to go. I think that's going to be it's going to be interesting because obviously those two guys definitely have a lot of personality, let's say. Right. So, wait. I could have sworn I I made us. Yes, I did. I just need to download. I just need to show you guys. I made us the hit list for this week because we're going to get into a couple of things a little later in the show after we speak with Chase. There are some other things coming up. So this is what we'll do. We will get Chidi's choice, Chidi's take on Kai Kara-France versus Amir Albazi. That is the main event in the flyweight division. And, it looks like Pantoja is probably next for Brandon Moreno. And maybe our guy, Brandon Royval, also a former guest. Brandon Royval was really recent. I want to say he was episode like 82. Was he Royval 77, episode 77. But anyway, Royval might be next in line, right? But Kai Kara-France and Albazi, they could be on like double deck, basically. So this is an important fight. And I really like Kai Kara-France. I think he's fun. I think he's exciting. That's not to say Albazi isn't, but I like how Kai Kara-France fights, and I always have. So I have this great picture of him and Royval on Fight Island after their great fight, and they're leaning over the octagon, and Dana's there, and they're like, "Hey guys, hey boss, can we get the bonus?" And believe they did. And I remember sending that picture to those guys, and I was like, "Yeah, that fight was awesome." Yeah, so that's a great fight. I'm really looking forward to that. Wanted to talk to you guys about you saw that Izzy and Alex Pereira ran into each other at the airport, and they're just like, "Oh my god, I can't get away from each other." And Izzy's all like, "My life is a video game," and blah blah blah. But we wanted to talk about maybe arch enemies and rivals and the kind of thing, like if it is beneficial to have in your life, if it's good for you, what the benefits are, pros and cons of having kind of an arch nemesis, an arch rival, and whatever it is that you might have in your life, real or imagined. I think sometimes even just the pretend competition with somebody could maybe fuel you. Anyway, just something to think about, something that we're going to get into. Also, no spoilers, but Succession and Barry did both finish. It's Tuesday night now. Those both finished on Sunday. So there's been a little bit of time, but no spoilers here. But basically kind of want to get into how you guys feel about finales, and maybe in particular those, but please no spoilers here and stuff. But if you were satisfied, if you weren't, if you kind of like cliffhangers, if you like things to be wrapped up in a tidy little knot, like what do you like in a season finale or a series finale? What are maybe some of your favorites and that kind of thing? And then also, there was a study out, and I believe it said 1 in 8 guys brings a condom to a funeral because they think they might be able to get lucky at a funeral. So you guys are out there just wilding, and I want to get into, maybe if you've done that, or successful or not, but like where's the strangest place you've either tried to pick somebody up or been picked up or been hit on or whatever. I'm trying to think in my own brain what the strangest place would be. I don't know. I don't know about that, but I'm sure this guy has a million stories. He's a 27-time world jiu-jitsu champion, which means he has circled the globe. I'm certain several times. I'm sure with stories to tell from every continent. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome my co-host, the one, the only, Mr. Renato Laranja. Hi. Where are you? Your screen is black.
Yeah.
For crying out loud, I give you the most incredible introduction. And the favela Wi-Fi. It's a black screen of nothing.
For real? Oh, I can
For real, yeah. I can barely sort of hear you, Domo Mr. There you are. Hey.
Oh. I could see myself the whole time. I don't know what's going on here. Why you said the brothers Karamazov? I'm well, look at this. Wait, I'm here or now?
Episode 85. We got to get this sorted.
You see me or now?
Glitchy. I see like you're one in every 10 frames, and he's out. wait. I know. There is a right. I know. I'll fix that in the edit so it's an instant react. He's got to get that sorted, guys. Do we need a GoFundMe or something? Like, what's happening? What's happening with him and the Wi-Fi? Like, I don't know And it makes me nervous sometimes when we have guests, you know, and we got our guests, and I want everybody to make sure they know that they are important. And then if the Wi-Fi over there isn't working in the Phoebe, well, I don't know what to do about this. Yeah, Johnny. He's doing his auto tunes again. Exactly. Is mine a little muffled? He said. Let me double check my settings. Mike. Oh, you're right. Okay, so mine is supposed to be on the. Oh, it got. Shoot. Okay. Hold on a second. Thank you for telling me that. That's a good heads up because mine was screwed up. You're right. You're right. When you're right. I thought it got hooked up. Thank you for fixing that. Okay. Is this thing on? I'm so sorry that this is not as riveting as it should be. But you're right. This microphone did get unplugged and it said it did. And then I needed to get back online. There we go. Boom. Look at this. Thank you guys. Whenever you hear things like that, if you guys notice that like something doesn't sound right, please definitely speak up like that.
Thank you so much, because that bums me out if I find out later and I check it, because I check it right before we went on. So I must have just bumped this right before we went on. So yeah, please give me the heads up for that, because I always want this to sound as good as it can. So I really do appreciate you on that. So thank you so much for the heads up on that, Mystic Black. Thank you for that. Thank you. Okay, let's try this again. Hi, Renato. Hi.
Hi, can you see me?
Well, I see you. You're frozen, but I see you.
I don't know what's going on.
Neither do I. I see you. And then there you are.
But it's fucked up.
It's jittery, but you're there.
That's crazy.
I know. It sucks. It's a bummer.
I mean, nothing else, everything else always work except for this fucking shit.
It's such a bummer, yeah, because it's only, mildly important.
Well, what the fuck you want me to do about it? That I haven't did already. Any ideas or no?
Well, maybe do you try this off a laptop instead of your phone?
You want me to try that? Here, I'll try it now.
I mean, I've always thought that would be better because you could have more control over audio and everything. I mean, what do I know? I'm just the no tech nerd, but I use my laptop and I have a external mic and an external camera. So again, thank you for giving me the heads up about the audio, because I definitely want it to be this one. So yeah. Okay. So anyway, I hope you guys are doing well. I hope you guys all had a good Memorial Day weekend. I did a few things. I went downtown to downtown LA. Unfortunately, a lot of other people had the same idea. It took me forever to find parking. And that is one of those things that can be a real killjoy. So I hate when that happens. When you're all in the mood and you're doing something great, and then there's the killjoy. But anyway, I did have a good time. I saw some cool things. Like I got some cool things. For those who don't know, it's like this whole downtown shopping area where things are really, inexpensive, and it's a lot of wholesale stuff. So it's just kind of great. You can go down there, and I went down to this called Santa Fe Alley or Santee Alley, and this whole area, and then the jewelry district and stuff, and got some good stuff. So it's pretty great. And just kind of went on some long walks and things like that, just that kind of thing. So hopefully Renato can be back here in a second, because I believe I see our guest here. I love that he is on time. And so I do want to know if you guys have any questions, because as you know, Chase was just recently victorious just a couple weeks ago when Mackenzie and Angie were fighting. He was on the same card, and he moved up in weight from featherweight to lightweight and picked up a win over Nick Fiore, who is one of the guys on the New England Cartel team. And so, yeah, lots to talk to him about with the move up to up to lightweight, which is going to be great. So yeah, I think that's going to be a lot better for him and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm glad for that. Okay, well, you know what? I don't know. I mean, I don't know how long Renato's going to be. So why don't we just welcome it in then? Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome in the UFC lightweight, Mr. Chase Hooper. Hey, how are you?
Good. Just got done training, so works out perfect for me.
Nice, nice. So you're already back at it. Only a couple weeks out, and you're already back at it.
Yeah, I mean, all the guys that helped me get ready for my fight, they got fights coming up, so that's just how it works. I beat
Yeah,
them up, then I let them beat me up, so it's a nice little cycle.
nice. So who would those guys be that right now then that you're helping out?
Same guys that were cornering me here last Saturday. My boy Elijah Snack Panther,
Hmm.
good dude. He's our heavyweight guy, and then my boy Lando Space Pirate. He's what 45 right now. He's gonna be making his pro debut. So
Nice,
yeah, happy to again be helping out the guys that let me beat them up and fly them out to Vegas and beat them up there. So
nice,
yeah, I'm happy I get back to training too. I don't have anything else
nice,
to do. So
nice. Yeah, right. So what did you said? You said snack pirate, right?
Snack Panther, and we got the
Snack
Space
Panther,
Pirate.
rather. Right,
There you
right,
go.
right. Yeah, it's a solid nickname. That's a solid nickname. Yours is the dream.
Yeah,
Nice. Okay.
was
Okay. Who gave
a
it to you?
teenage dream. It was originally a teenage dream when I
Okay.
was like 16 because he was kind of making fun of me because I was a little bit of a dork. Um, a little bit of a spin on the Katy Perry song, a little bit
Right.
of they're like, oh, you're like every teenage girl's dream, which I definitely
Yes.
was not. So and then I turned 20, dropped the teenage part, and rest is history.
I like it. I'm not mad at the teenage dream part though. Like taking ownership of it and with a wink and and you are now. I mean, now it's not true.
Yeah, I mean it just gets a little creepier after
That's
when
true.
you're in your mid or late 20s and you're still going by the teenage dream. So
That is true. That's true. It does
figured I'd get
because
ahead of it.
that's true. It makes it sound like you're actually like pursuing the yeah, you
Yeah.
don't want yeah. Well, yeah, and I remember actually that was the whole thing when Uriah like a few years back was like, am I still the kid? Like how long am I the kid? When he was like late, whatever, mid to late 30s and stuff. And obviously he kept it, but or the California kid, you know what I mean? It's like he was branded it his whole life to how he couldn't give it up.
Yeah, I mean he's still got a youthful appearance even in his 40s now.
I know.
He definitely he still lives up to it. So
Nice. It does for sure. And so you are do you still live up in Washington then, right? Yeah.
yeah, same gym I started at when I was 8 years old, and yeah, still rocking with the same team. So
Oh my God. And so and what is the name of it? Is something claw?
Enum Claw, yeah.
Enum Claw, Enum Claw, Enum Claw. So I know I work a lot with Kiesa, my Kiesa who lives up in Spokane and that kind of area. So where are those in relation to each other?
We're probably like 4.5 hours apart. He's over on the eastern side of the state, and we're closer to Seattle.
Oh,
But
okay.
I'm actually gonna be going out training with him here in a couple weeks. 'Cause
Nice.
he's fighting Kevin Holland, so
Hmm.
I'm gonna try to give him some like weirder jiu-jitsu looks. Maybe talk a little trash to him while we're grappling, and try to rile him up a little bit.
That's great. Well, yeah, because your frame, you definitely have that long frame like Kevin does.
Yeah, and I mean it's a hard style to mimic, but
Yeah.
I mean, I'm bigger than people would give me credit for.
Mhm.
I was I think I was the same size as Mike last time I went out, but
Okay.
I mean, he was in camp, granted, and I was right at the beginning of mine, but he's not much bigger than I am now, so
Right.
yeah,
Well,
I'm happy to help out.
well, that's awesome. But then that means, yeah, you're definitely not small because Mike's not small. Like I see Mike all the time in his real walk around weight, you know what I mean? A lot of the time. And then it's always funny with the guys at work with the way their suits fit and stuff like that, like where they are in camp and where they are
Yeah,
out of camp and stuff like that. But yeah, Mike's not small. So yeah, if you can give it to him, then I'm sure, then yeah, that definitely means yeah, you can be a good training partner for him. That's exciting. That's a good fight. That's gonna be entertaining. Yes, please trash talk. Get all up in his face and do all the Kevin stuff.
I'll see what I can do. I'm not the best trash talker, but yeah, I'll see what I can do. That whole card is stacked, and
Yeah.
I'm gonna make the drive out to Utah for that one for sure.
Yeah. Oh, nice. Very nice. Very nice. Very nice. Yeah, that's right. That wouldn't be that far.
A little far, but
I
my
mean,
wife likes road trips, so
oh yeah.
whatever she
Nice.
wants.
Yeah, whatever she wants. How long have you been married?
This August will be 2 years actually.
Oh
So
wow. Nice.
yeah,
Nice. That's awesome. That's awesome. So it's all still new.
Yeah, more or less. I mean, she's been living with me since since she turned 18. So what, we're going on 4 or 5 years living
Yeah,
together
yeah.
now. So, we're plenty tired of each other already.
Nice, 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 nice. So let's talk about that win because against Nick Fiore, that was obviously a great fight for you and a great performance. Did you how did the fight compare to kind of what you thought it would be going into it?
I mean, honestly, that was really what I was trying to do in the fight. It's kind of trying to figure out, like, I knew I was going to be more the veteran guy. Like, I had 7 UFC fights, or that was my 7th UFC fight, and that was his 8th professional fight. So
Right.
I knew going into it, I was going to have a lot more experience. So it was nice to be the more experienced guy for once, and to feel like a veteran. Like I know the entire UFC fight week process.
Yeah.
I know all the staff. I'm like, oh, hey, how's it going? You see him every 6 months, something like that. But everybody there's great. The weight cut went great. I mean, it was nice to have to cut 10 less pounds than I normally do. But I really wanted to push the pace this fight. I knew Nick was a good grappler. But I felt like watching his debut that his cardio sort of started to falter in the second. And I saw like his coaches were really trying to like motivate him, which, I mean, not that your coaches aren't supposed to motivate you, but I just feel like you shouldn't need any more motivation in a fist fight than not getting beat up. So that was kind of like, a cue to me watching the footage to be like, okay, so try to push the pace, try to, drag him into deep water. And that's exactly what I did. Now, I'm probably going to be getting a little more credit for the striking, which, I can't complain about, but, obviously I would have liked to finish, but, I mean, it's just the pace. That's what I'm trying to do is have that crazy pace, like a weird jujitsu, Dagestan hybrid would be a nice thing to have. Obviously still working on the wrestling, still working on, just striking, working on everything. But I mean, I felt like my fight IQ was there, and I made a veteran move by normally being a grappler and then choosing to stand up pretty much the whole 15 minutes. Yeah, it worked out. Can't complain.
Yeah, it sure did. I mean, you definitely were in command. So the game plan worked, and yeah, that strategy definitely worked. And I have to wonder too, how different did you feel? You mentioned obviously 10 fewer pounds you had to cut. So how did you feel in terms of that pace when you were putting it on? Like, did you feel like it was any more difficult at all, or was it no big deal? Or obviously you've been training it that way. So like, how did it feel?
Yeah, I mean, that's exactly it. Is like I had to kill myself to make 145. Like about 2 to 3 weeks out, I usually have to switch. Like my weight would stop dropping at like 170, and I needed to be like 10 pounds less in order to make 145. So I would switch to like protein shakes only for like 2 weeks. And, I think I was just depleting my body too much. Where this whole camp, I was still able to eat normally pretty much the whole time. Last couple of days, I switched to protein shakes, but that was just, just for the ego, just trying to, cut less water. Just trying to look a little more shredded on camera. But, I mean, the weight cut felt great. And I feel like, because I was able to train really hard fight week, which I normally am not able to do. Like, I remember my last fight before this one, it was, a couple days out from the weigh-ins. I was just like, to my coach, I was like, just call 1s and 2s. I don't want just straight punches. I can't think about, like, I don't have the energy to do this right now. I'm just trying to get a sweat. But, this time I was sparring. I was, beating up those guys that I brought out there for that purpose. And I mean, I felt great. And then that helps with the confidence. I feel like that translated into the fight. I was able to push the pace, and that's really what I was looking for the entire time. So I feel like 55 is where I should be.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy when we look at you and think that you did even make 45. Like how, like you're 6'1"? How tall?
Yeah, I tell people 6'1", 6'2".
Yeah. Like that, because I know James Vick. I ran into him recently, and he was one of the tallest lightweights I ever knew. And the fact that he even was making that, you know what I mean, seemed kind of crazy and stuff like that. So yeah, that must have been, like you said, really, uh, a huge commitment for you if you had to get to protein shakes that far out. But like you said, at the end, you still turned it on. Does that help you kind of like bring the dog out a little bit still though? Like, do you, I'm curious for you, like what part of fight week do you get turned on? Is it during the weight cut? Is it when you show up in Vegas? Like when does it kind of switch into fight mode for you?
I think like a lot of times in the past it'd been like kind of waves.
Yeah.
Like waves of just nerves, like okay, getting to the airport, landing in Vegas, getting to the hotel, seeing your guy for the first time, just doing all the, little checklist things for fight week.
Yeah.
That stuff would usually amp me up, but I don't know. I did a really good job of just trying to bring it back, like bring it down, pressure wise, like trying to relate back to when I was doing just like jiu-jitsu competitions. Like I was changing my mentality from like, okay, this is a fight to like, oh, I'm just going out here to compete.
Right.
Because I was able to do that towards the end and not feel anything, not feel any nerves and just go out there and compete my best. But I mean, I think the most amped up I got was leaving the hotel, kissing my wife goodbye and then walking down to the buses.
Yeah.
And then just the confidence grew in the warm up. I felt great. I didn't feel anything in the face off. Like I didn't feel nervous.
Right.
But again, like I'm the veteran guy. This was my 7th time doing it. I should get accustomed to it at some point. But I mean, it felt great. The whole thing was this really solid fight week. If I could just have that again, that'd be perfect. Because the guys I brought out, like we were just joking the whole time. It was just, guys being guys and having fun in Vegas, and then at the end I get into a fist fight, and then we go home. So it wasn't too bad.
I know, I love it. It sounds like a perfect fight week. Well, look at it looks like he is back and he can join us now. So Renato Laranja, hi, how are you?
Oh, caralho. Look at
there
me.
You are. Yes, we got you.
Stunting myself.
How's that working here?
It's good. It's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I've switched to a new technology here. It's called computer.
Okay, yeah. You could be a little louder, I suppose. Maybe that's just because you're far away, but I'll take it. I'll take it over the glitchiness.
Well, let's see what we got here.
I'll take it over the glitchiness, or maybe you could still use your headphones on Bluetooth. I don't want to get too crazy. But that's the thing, Chase. It's funny because I would feel like the Apex is like, yeah, definitely feels like home too. I'm curious though, do you some people have gotten so used to the Apex that they like literally, like you were just kind of saying, it's like you go here and I'm kind of like going to the office and getting my job done. But and they make it and it takes the pressure off without the crowd there, but then other people obviously really want the crowd. So where do you stand on that?
I mean, yeah, obviously, like it's definitely a difference. There's less energy in the Apex.
Yeah,
it makes it kind of like a sparring session, but I mean, it doesn't really change my my task. It doesn't really change the fact that I don't feel like it ever adds any more pressure. Like I'm already pretty motivated to not get beat up. So it's not like I need any more motivation or I don't feel any more pressure than, I still have to fist fight this guy. I usually just, like with UFC, the production cameras have like that really big light. I just stare into the light, follow the guy, try not to trip. And then, then I'm just looking at the dude I'm about to fight. So I never really look around at the crowd or anything anyways, but you can definitely feel a difference in the energy. But I mean, I get my same amount of money either way, so I'm good with whatever.
There you go. That makes sense.
Well, where did you guys came in? What did I miss for him?
Well, we were just talking about his last fight and how well he did, and how he was just basically in command of the whole fight, and that how the move to lightweight was the right thing for him. And in fact, I was actually curious because you guys actually know each other. Is that right? Do you know each other from the jiu-jitsu world, or how do you know each other?
Yeah, I guess more or less.
Yeah, from the jiu-jitsu world. I mean, well, his sensei is Jeff Howland. Okay, and Jaffe have been God, I think I did about, I would say, 10 seminar at least in the Pacific Northwest.
Okay.
And he was his sensei was at all of that one. So he keep coming back to the well, okay? And then he bring that back to that one. He pretend that he's the one who made up that shit. And then he go to Chase Hoop. And then where's mines? You know what I mean? I mean, as far as I'm concerned, Jeff probably get like 10%, something. What percent I'm gonna got?
So you're looking for some piece of his last win?
Well, it's like maybe you can chive, like you chive at the churchy. You can give something to your Uncle Hanach, just something.
Oh.
I already did. I got the support.
Oh, God,
There you go.
You know how much after tax? You know how much I get off those? God,
I've done some shirt stuff, not enough.
Now I'm like Humble Stills. I'm gonna take your child, your firstborn child. No, I don't want that one. Wait, why would Humble
I was
Stills?
just gonna say, really?
I'm reverse Humble Stills. I'm gonna give you my other whatever's the next child I got.
You're gonna give the next kid to him, but take care.
That's the here. Okay. So careful with that. And I see you put a little bit of weight on there, a little muscle onto that. Do your wifey appreciate that one?
Oh, definitely. Everybody appreciates a little bit more muscle all around. And you can see I got the facial hair coming in, puberty setting in, nice.
You got some whisker. You puberty. Oh God, you got a couple whiskers on your balls too.
Couple.
You turn into a man. One of your balls is dropped lower now. Isn't that interesting?
You know, it's funny though that you make fun of the Chase. Didn't I read a quote said something like that? Like you said something about that with the weight class, like you're catching up to puberty or you're letting puberty happen or something like that is finally happening, something like that.
Yeah, I mean, for years I was literally I was vegetarian because I didn't want to gain any weight.
Yeah.
That's
and
why?
that's part of it. And then I started eating meat, gained like 10 pounds, started lifting heavy. And then, bulked up to 55. So wasn't too hard.
Now, how old are you anyway?
23 now. So 24 in a
you
couple
still
months.
look like you're fucking 15, God.
Awesome.
I mean, look at that. Look the face.
23 is great. What a great age.
But he can still, he's going to look 23 for a long time.
Jimmy Rivera saying your grappling matches in Philly were on point.
Appreciate that.
Oh, yeah, you beat Clay Guihida.
Hit him with the, it was either between the calf slicer or the banana split. I didn't think he would tap to the banana split. So I calf slicer all the way.
You had to do it. You had to slice that calf.
That's right. And yes, Johnny, you, like Chase just said, he is wearing the Hananta Laranja fruits and vegetables shirt, which is pretty spectacular.
Is he the first?
He may be the first guest to be doing that. I think so.
Proper respect.
Proper respect for sure.
I appreciate that one.
Definitely got the 10%. This is you, the 90 right here.
Listen, I got a question. For some reason, I have you been at some of those seminars, but then I'm like, am I just making that in my head, or is it just that Jaffe was there?
I went to at least one. Next time you're out, I'll be there for sure.
When you was heel young, no?
Yeah, probably like 16.
You was starstruck from that one.
Oh, for sure.
What was it like for her?
It was definitely a big moment for me. It's really reframed jiu-jitsu from just white guys to get in the real authentic art.
To get the heel stuff.
From the source, yeah. From the well, as you said.
From the well. Yeah, it is wow. I look well. You're lucky that you didn't have a fiance at that time.
Yeah, definitely.
Because that can get in the way. You know what I'm saying? You don't want them to see that one.
No, you keep them away from the Brazilians, that's for sure.
Hey, Renato.
Yeah.
Do you have any light on your left-hand side that you could turn on?
I can try.
On your left, because you're a little bit chiaroscuro. You're slightly half in dark.
You know, it's a miracle that I'm anything right now. Okay. So
shake it off.
Yeah. Shake it off. And setting this fucking bullshit up, I spilled an entire fucking iced coffee on this whole situation here. I'm not in a great fucking mood. Okay, to be honest. Okay, I've had it, and my neighbor's having a fucking party.
And you weren't invited. That's why you're salty.
The last thing I want is a party after fucking Memorial Day weekend.
So what'd you do? What did you guys do for Memorial Day? Chase, Renato, what'd you guys get into?
Well, I'm sure I know what he got into. Have you seen his girlfriend or his wifey?
I mean, yeah, that was about it. I mean, I try not to leave the house.
I don't blame you. I wouldn't leave the house too for at least the first couple of years. Then I'd get tired of that one. But you haven't got tired of that yet.
No, not yet.
Not even 2 years, he said.
Okay, fair enough. But talk to me when you're 25, and we'll see. You'll be singing a different tune, caralho. Then you'll be hanging out with Uncle Renato. So okay, wait, where was I? Oh, now this is the kind of woman you can see her being with a big burly man that look like James Fosh. You know what I mean? Huh?
Yeah.
So when you ever take her to dinner, the club, or like a jazz club or whatever, and then you have like black jazz musician try to hit on her or anything like that, and go like, "Hey, pipsqueak, get out of here!" And then you gotta give them what for?
See, not yet, really. I think they just assume like I'm the gay best friend, so they don't want to like intrude. They don't want to get hit on themselves. That's the thing, is no dudes want to get hit on by another dude, so they just stay clear, and it works out for me.
Oh God, I like that. I've used that gambit when I get caught looking at a girl's ass or something like that. They're like, "What the fuck you looking at?" or whatever. I'm like, "Honey, please, I'm not girl." You know what I mean? And then they're like, "Ugh,
Yeah.
out of here." And then I'm like,
That's like the gay getaway. What is that?
It's just how, it's just disarming, because straight guys is afraid of gay stuff. You know what I mean? Like they think that they like knock on wood, or something like.
Right. Oh no, yeah, they are. It's ridiculous. Yes.
They don't know what's going on with that one, so they don't know.
You can't catch it. It's not.
Because they can't fight it either. They like, God.
Who cares? It's so not. It doesn't matter. It's so funny to me, but yeah, it is. That's funny though. That's funny.
And those gay guys can be sassy and stuff, and they can break you down and stuff. So they're like, "Fuck, I don't want to get hosted by this guy. Let me get the fuck out of here."
So you can get away with something.
Mm-hmm. I know what I'm doing.
I bet.
I know how to do that once. But anyway, go ahead. Yes, I digest. You was talking about what you did with
Memorial Day weekend, just kicking it, with the wife. I mean.
Yeah, I mean, she works, and then I sit at the house. She's got to provide for me somehow, and then she comes home, and then.
Are you speaking my language? What she do to provide, to bring home the bacon for her?
Coffee. That's big around the Pacific Northwest, as you'd imagine. There's a lot of coffee shops, coffee stands around.
But I hope she bring you something different than a Starbucks.
No, it's better than that.
They have like a bougie name, like Blackbeard's Ghost or whatever, something like that.
Pretty much, yeah. I make her
London Fog or whatever, or Haney.
No, that's tea. That's tea. I haven't drank that shit.
Oh God!
London Fog is the raincoats.
You're too tough to drink that shit now, huh? You're a tough guy now, okay?
Yeah, just sweet tea when I'm down south.
Yeah. Oh, sweet. Oh, God, you're sweet. You're sweeter than Hazen's. You do. I can see you look like the gay best friend for sure. Absolutely.
Works out. Yeah.
Wow. Is that how you got it?
I mean, I guess.
You come up and you're like,
you do
girl.
Too, then. I mean, we could say that about everybody.
Have you? How did you approach that one? I know. I mean, what you use? What kind of magic you used on that one?
Yeah,
I pulled a power move where I gave her my number instead of asking for hers. So I was like, if she's interested, she'll have to text me instead of the other way around.
True. That's a ballsy move, because you're not gonna see that one again if she don't call. You can't.
How long did it take her to reach out?
Not that long. So I must have done something right.
What mail you? Where were you when you did this to her?
At the gym. I don't go anywhere but the gym. Met her in yoga.
That's where you meet that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I know that one. That's the same here. You want to meet a slender blonde chick or whatever, you meet them on the yoga. You know,
the Whole Foods or something.
So that's
you know?
where I need to go to meet guys, huh? Is the yoga class,
Yeah,
or that's
and
only where guys can go to meet girls? You see what I
well,
mean?
you got to meet. That's come see, come sa. That's chap doesn't have one and Chan have the other one. Because you're still meeting that one. He's meeting you. You're meeting him, kind of.
But I feel like the odds are better for the guys.
That don't make no fucking sense as far as I'm concerned.
I think there's more good-looking girls to straight men in a yoga class than there are straight men to the good-looking girls.
Listen,
See what
if
I'm
you
saying?
see me in there and I'm doing downward facing hog, you're gonna see my hog coming out of the yoga pants. You're gonna see some of the designs on that one.
No.
You know how
No.
each
Going
one
into
have its own tapestry. You know, each one is like a perfect snowflake as its individual.
Mhm.
You know what the vein look like? Lightning in if you look like National Geographic, like someone lightning in a bottle.
I get that.
I would just
But that
No.
bottle is a Guinness Stout.
no. It's
Big
Wow.
bottle for sure.
no.
You're missing out.
I don't. No.
So if I go
No.
visit now, I know I did most of my stuffs at Foster BJJ, okay, in the Pacific Northwest, in Kench, I believe.
Yeah.
You have the name of like a shitty cigarette company.
It's like you
Kench.
smoke that like that, right?
Yeah, it's not the best. But have you ever? But what town you live in there?
Ooh, it's a whole
Eva,
whole thing in itself.
Claw?
Enumclaw. It's
Claw.
if you ever saw the Mr. Hands videos, that's where it took place.
The Mr. Ham?
If not, you're gonna have to do some quick Googling afterwards.
I've seen Mr. Hand in
Mr. Hand from like Fast Times.
Last time in
No.
That's Mr. Hand.
Yeah.
No, it's different.
You
He's
know
a fella
what?
that
Spoon Man,
really
who's
liked
Mr.
horses.
Hand?
He really liked horses.
Oh, is this some disgusting shit? Like he's
Yeah.
oh, it's like that.
Oh no.
He was on the receiving end. It's pretty famous.
No.
Oh, I never
World renowned.
Okay, I never seen that, but I seen they did a documentary on that guy. No?
Wait.
Yeah.
The guy
horse-
his insides fucked up because a horse was gave him a downward facing dog.
Yeah. That's you kind of just have to embrace it at this point, you know.
Well, that's a great place. He's thinking outside the box.
Couldn't find any ladies. He didn't go to the yoga classes, so
God,
do what you got to do.
That's a strong chasm. There's no in between.
No,
It's
not
either
out here.
gorgeous white women or getting fucked by a horse.
Oh my God. Can we please change the subject?
I mean, I guess, but this is intriguing for her.
It's a night.
You'll have to make it out here. We can
Oh my God.
show you the chasm.
Can you visit Mr. Ham?
I'm still trying to figure out that. I want to figure out where the barn is, but
Can you get sponsored by Mr. Ham?
maybe by the estate.
Wait, who did you? I was laughing my ass off. You gave props to someone on your chain.
Oh, probably
It was like a
boy,
pun. Huh?
Snack Panther.
Snack.
Yeah, we were talking about that right when he signed on.
Okay, I need to find out about Snack Panther. What's
Right? Isn't that the greatest name?
Yeah. It's my guy Elijah, heavyweight. He's
He better be.
yeah, he's thick, but I brought him out, and we're trying to build him up. He's got 3 amateur fights right now, and he loves the ladies, so ladies hit him up.
Is he a black gentleman or not?
Correct. Yeah, I don't think a Snack Panther could be a white dude. I don't think.
Yeah, maybe not, but still, I mean, it's better.
I mean, I don't know.
Either
I
way,
guess a panther implies a darker skin.
it was gonna
I
be funny
suppose.
either way, you know. But I like that. I like that Snack Panther. That's one of the best nicknames. Listen, does he
It's
use
great.
that as his fight name?
He does now. He hated it, but Jeff gave it to him.
Let me tell you
Dude.
something. It's one of, we had a contest, we had a thing about where we narrowed down the best nickname of all time, you know, and that would have been, maybe could have been fighting for number one on my list. I like that kind of stuff.
Wait, Renato, I forget. Did the Korean Zombie win?
I don't know.
I have to go back.
The Chop guys was Axe Murderer, Korean Zombie, and I can't even fucking remember.
Jeez, I'd have to go back and look. I forget.
And then what was the ginger with intent to injure or whatever?
Yeah, there was that, but there was like
it was a British fighter named the ginger with intent.
Yeah. I think, but I think. Well, I think it was the Korean Zombie, or was it? No, that's
well,
not.
whatever. We can move on from that. But how come you
Yeah.
fucking? What's your nickname? You don't have one.
The Dream. We were talking about that before. He was the
Dream.
teenage Dream, and then he dropped the
Oh,
teenage
the
part because that's creepy.
The teenage dream. I like the
What?
teenage dream. What
But
you
in
know?
your 20s, you know.
I think you should be like the dream boat or whatever. The dream boat.
Ooh. I think I'd have to move up a couple weight classes to be boat size, but
Yeah,
could
but
be
it's
like
more
the
of a
dream
straight up
kayak or something.
Dream
Dream
kayak.
the
There you
steamboat.
Dream stand-up paddleboard.
Wakeboard. The wakeboard.
What do you make of it when everybody's like, "Oh, it's Ben Askren's son"? Like, what? How do you feel about that whole stuff?
I mean, literally from my first fight, that was already like a boost to the, you know, having the support of Papa Ben right there.
Oh, you know
And,
Ben Askren?
Yeah, I've been to his house. I've actually stayed at his house before.
What are you?
We did some content together.
Were you at least of age?
Yes. I tried to get some child support back payments, but
It's gonna happen.
No
He's
go.
cheap. He's always
Yeah.
Hey,
gambling.
Ben, come on, come off the dollars.
yeah, he doesn't have any dollars. He just has it all in Bitcoin, so
No, fuck
couldn't
that.
trace it.
No. If anybody ever want to pay you in Bitcoin, no.
Bitcoin.
Fuck that. Yeah. That is what, that's
Bitcoin.
not for you, Uncle Hanash. Bitcoin.
Say it again.
Bitcoin. What I said even? Oh, you too. It's distasteful to make fun of somebody's accent or you know, especially
But
Bitcoin.
that's so. It's just funny to me. Bitcoin. It's funny.
I'm glad it's funny to you.
It is funny to me. Chase,
Um,
are you a gamer? What do you do when you're not fighting?
Yeah, I mean, I play a lot of video games. I mean, I don't, you know, what am I going to do when my wife's at work? And I'm not training, take a nap, you know, yeah, do the dishes, you know.
oh, wait, while she's
Yeah.
out picking coffee beans?
Yeah. While she's providing, I'm just here, you know, keeping the house made and all that, making sure that animals are taken care of. Play a little bit of video games from time to time. Just, you know.
You kind of like a superhero. If you know, you feel like a superhero. You know, how Clark Kent is like. He's not like the manly man or whatever. You know, he's like a fresh-faced boy and stuff. And then in his other life, he kicked the shit out of people.
True.
You know?
Not a
So-
bad
Yeah,
analogy.
I'll take
actually.
it.
Yeah. So at home, does she wear the pants when she came home or no?
Not really.
Yeah. Because at the end of the day, she knows that you can put her into her life like that.
Yeah, she's a purple belt, so she got to
That's not
respect.
enough. Prince
Nah.
was a purple belt. Look what happened to her dad. Okay?
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
My life
So
is-
she trained. So you said, well, you met her in the gym. So, and then when okay, so if you met in the gym and she finally reached out to you, did you guys just start like rolling together, or did you just go out after class one time? How did you take the leap from the canvas, you know, to the I was gonna say casamentos, but that's for Portuguese for marriage. But
No, I mean, I dragged her into jits a little later down the road, but No, I mean, she started off doing like the pads, like the cardio kickboxing classes and stuff, and then the yoga. Went from there.
Oh, you said the yoga, right?
It was at U Gym, not like 24-hour fitness. Like at the
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, I thought you met her like already at your fight gym, just in the yoga class, like in the You know what I mean?
What's Howland's gym's name again?
Combat Sport and Fitness. His wife runs a yoga class, and it's in like another part of the gym. So that's the move.
That's the way to do it. Now, how did you do it so that you don't came off like you trying to, pick off the young lady? You know what I'm saying? There's like a certain. Did you wait till nobody's looking? Because your Uncle Henach, they expect your Uncle Henach to do this.
Yep.
So I need to be
Everybody sees that coming a mile away.
Yeah. So how you do it so you don't look like a chicken hawk?
No, I actually had my buddies being like, "Oh, if you don't ask her out, we will." So
that's
That's motivating. I had to do it.
I like that. Yeah. And then you just saunter up there and you're like, "Hey, did you sit Indian style in front of her and be like, hey, like tell me you and look, your girlfriend is a trash. I mean, your wife is a trash. She's a very good looking woman, and you can see a lot of people are gonna pick that one if you don't take it, So I'll tell them, for the guys out there who look like a young Peter Parker or whatever, like yourself, what the fuck do you do to get aside from being the fucking UFC? Okay.
Not at the time though.
Oh, that's good. Why, you was king of the cage? Oh God, are you?
Something like that. Yeah. I think I had my first pro fight, and I was at a jits tournament like a couple weeks after we met, and I was like, come on out to that. But
that's ballsy, because you can lose that one.
I was like, oh, if I lose, I don't think I can ever date again. I think I'll just have to be single forever. But
I would say just because you lost doesn't necessarily mean I would write you off. I mean, it depends, I guess, on how you lost. Because a girl might also want to comfort you if you lost, depending on how it went down. So I wouldn't necessarily say a loss would mean she would be not interested.
But I seen guys lose to like a big fat black woman or whatever, like in absolute.
Yeah.
Like at a dinky tournament where there's not enough.
Yeah.
And then you see like a skinny guy go with like a big black girl that looked like Kamala.
Yes.
And I'm not talking about Kamala Harris. I'm talking about Kamala from WWE.
Yeah.
No. From deepest, darkest Africa.
I know what you're saying. I'm just saying, just in general, since we do like to dispense sort of dating advice to people, I don't want guys to think just because you lose means a girl wouldn't be interested. You know what I mean?
No, I think it was more of an ego thing. But I would also say, from the dating advice, I think women's standards are a lot lower than guys think.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
I was pretty awkward and weird.
That way, Chase. I'll say they've become that way out of necessity.
Fair enough.
Yeah, well, I will say this. They can be at least a lot more forgiving about physical stuffs. They might not be as forgiving about your wallet or you standing in the world or whatever, but in terms of like, they will get some funky looking dudes, where you like that kind of shit. Okay.
Yeah, I agree. Like, so here's the thing. So Chase, does that mean you think you scored a hotter girl than you should have? It like, when you're saying, because the way you just said that implies that guys, like when you just say girls' standards are lower than you think, like that makes me think like, yeah, you like she took something that you think she usually wouldn't have taken.
I mean, at the time, for sure, I was awkward. I'm less awkward now, but that comes with being in UFC and beating dudes up for a living. But
for sure.
At the time, I was still pretty awkward. I wasn't dating a ton, and I mean, it was definitely. I was surprised, so pleasantly surprised. My dad.
The looks thing is not because you're a good-looking kid, but it looked more like this. When you're in high school, the senior chick, the senior hot chick, is gonna go out with guys in like college and shit. You know what I mean? They're going out with guys that look like men. And the two of you, it looked like a freshman squad of fucking senior. That's
Exactly.
what it don't look like you ugly or something, and you don't deserve girls or something. It just look like you would be like, that's my little brother's friend or whatever. You know, that stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. That's
Like she'd be
I
like,
mean, yeah, that's
you know.
yeah, for sure.
But you're right. I will say that while I am a face person, meaning if I don't like your face, you're not going to get too far. But we will, you're correct, Renato. Women will forgive funny looking or out of shape a little or this or that. If you, whatever, I'll forgive a lot if you make me laugh. Like I will forgive a lot.
Yeah.
If you entertain me, that's huge. You know, so every woman has their thing that whatever it is for them that if you give them that thing, yeah, they'll forgive what you might perceive as a weakness may not even cross their mind. Like I've said this over and over again. I'll say it a million times. Bald to me is not a weakness. Like bald to me is not a write-off. Guys out here getting hair plugs all the time. To me, it's like, cool if you want to do that. Cool. I'm not stopping you, but I'm just saying you don't need to do it.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, here's what you do need to do though. You ever see these guys who was holding on too long? Like you ever seen John Danaher before he decided to like let that shit go?
Yeah.
I mean, fuck.
Yeah. As soon as it starts receding, you just got to shave it all off.
Yeah.
You gotta let that shit go.
Let it
and
go.
You can't be holding on to those whisker like over here. And different stuff is going on. It's too ornate. It has too much stuff's going on. You need to
My favorite.
Yeah.
My favorite is when people do the comb over, but they have like a deep part on the side, like over here. And then it's like, who are you? Like, where is it? Why is it? It is. I picture them in the shower with it hanging down to here. With the,
yeah, it's too much. It's too much at that point.
Let it go.
But yeah, I mean, yeah. And then if you know what you're doing, like, I mean, you can get away with a lot of stuff if you know what you're doing in the, you know, if you give him that, you know, like Eddie Murphy said in Haw, whatever, like if you make him go ooh or whatever, it's like that's it. You can get away with murder.
Well, I'm looking to see if there's any questions here from the from the fans here.
From the P9 gallery.
Hey, well, did you ask? I forget. Did you call somebody out after the fight?
No, I mean, I've tried to ask for fights before, and it seems like UFC just does whatever they want, anyways.
You know,
what? I don't even care.
You know what's funny though? Okay, that was then. You know, like the price, yesterday's price is not today's price or whatever. You know, I think somehow I think you're making some noise. I hear more people talking about you than before.
Fair enough. I would say the Forrest Griffin adage of like, he's hoping that he fights somebody that's, you know, with a mild sight disorder, you know, mentally handicapped, something like that. But, you know, fight the easiest guy for the most amount of money. That's that's the business end of it.
Well, now that they're getting a lot of WWE guys and stuff, maybe you're going to get your dream. You can fight one of these guys, you know?
Like CM Punk if he comes back.
I don't think.
Oh, he's great.
I don't think you want
to. No, he's a nice guy.
Yeah, he's a great guy.
I commentate with him. He's a good dude.
He's great.
But okay, so wait, what fucking weight class are you in now? I get.
He's 55 now.
Okay, so 55 now. Who we got at the top of the food chain over there?
Makhachev.
Oh God,
But Benny and Charles are fighting on June 10th, which breaks my heart. Like that fight is, I'm gonna watch it like this, like literally, like two of my all-time favorite dudes, like all-time favorite dudes. That one hurts my heart. Who do you have in that one, Chase?
I mean, it's hard to root against the jiu-jitsu guys. I think I want Charles to win, but I mean, Darius has just got such a crazy style of grappling and it's such a crazy pace. But
he's a jiu-jitsu guy too. I mean, he's just
at heart.
Yeah, but you know, you got to go from the well again.
True, I agree. I'm just saying, but yeah, Benny.
Sorry about my cuckoo clock. I meant to turn it off.
Oh God, are you?
I'm sorry, but you know, it's almost over. Sorry. So you're saying you think Charles is the pure jiu-jitsu guy more than Benny?
I mean, yeah, I think Dariush. I think of him as more of a wrestler with good jujitsu.
But
Um,
he have sneaky better jiu-jitsu than you think. He beat
yeah.
he's beat like what's his name? Kron Gracie in like a straight up jiu-jitsu match.
Fair enough.
No, I mean no joke. Yeah.
Benny has heavy hands too, though, when he lands on you.
Yeah, I want him to win for the fact that I want to see him fight Islam finally. But yeah, I mean that's more.
I would like to see that too. I want to see him get his chance. If I'm leaning one way, I just want to see like let's see something different here.
Me too. And I I've said for years before he ever was champ, you can go back and check the I got the receipts. Like I've been an Oliveira fan forever. I've always just liked his style. I love his look. And then I just find him very entertaining to watch. But I agree with you, Renato. Let's let Benny have his shot. Yeah. Let him mix it up with the Islam and then it just kind of adds a little bit more interest and just to because then there's still so many great people at the top of the division. Like it's still just like
it's always gonna be 155 is always gonna be a tough one,
Yeah,
it's a perfect size, to have the best guys.
Do you guys? Yeah, I'm curious. If you guys think. Well, did Conor and did they say they would fight at 70 though, right? If he and after they coach tough. If Chandler, if they're gonna fight at 55, would it be at 70, right?
I think I remember Conor saying you're gonna fight at whatever weight I want us to fight at. He said as high as 85, but I would assume 70 would be realistic.
Yeah, he looked big. He looked too big to get down to 155.
Right.
The HGH.
That's if he gets back in the testing pool. Right.
Yeah. I think I heard he's back in, right?
I think so.
I don't want to quote that, but
what do you think of his chompers? Like the chompers with no facial hair. What's your check on that look? You like that one or not?
He looks too old in the face to not have any. Like I like the stubble on him. For me, like I just look like a college, like like a stoner right now, so I got to shave up pretty quick. But like some people can do the clean shaven face, but I think Conor's getting a little old for that. He's got to have the stubble.
Yeah, and sometimes it's not even about old. It's about like just your style of face, Basically, you're saying that his face is not handsome, is what you're saying.
He not by itself. He's too manly for that. He's too masculine.
Well, with that said, Renato, you've got sort of a 5 o'clock shadow going. So what does that imply about your face style then?
I don't know. I mean, my face is universally accepted. It's universally attractive. It's like, boom. You know what I mean?
Like platinum Amex.
It's everybody's cup of tea.
I feel like the 5 o'clock shadow though really goes to show that you're not going to pay the child support.
That's
a guy that you can't trust to make the payments.
Yeah, don't even waste your breath asking for him.
It is. It's an unreliable guy. You're 100% right, Chase. It's an unreliable guy.
Coarse ground pepper. Like I just went like this. You know how they go like this? Will you want extra? And I'm like this. Like, okay, come on. That's what the women like. They go, keep it coming. And then I show
5 o'clock shadow because he doesn't have a job.
Yeah, but then they see that pepper grinder and they say, "Oh, God, this looks like a 9 iron." God, it looked like the leg of a antique table.
I went to the golf course the other day. Speaking of the 9 iron,
how'd you do? You struck.
I went to practice my chipping and putting because my hip is still a little wonky and I don't want to mess it up. So I'm trying to get my groove back slowly.
Even those hips out for you.
So I went and practiced my chipping and putting, and I'm so mad that I said there was a couple that were so good, like and long, and you're like, did anybody see that? Did anybody see that? Because you're just on the little practice green.
Oh, okay. So
yeah. So there's I was just at the driving range, the one on Fox, near Fox on Pico, the Rancho golf course. If anybody in LA knows it. And so I just went to the part. So there's a driving range, and then over to the right of the driving range, there's a chipping area. And then in the front of the driving range, there's like a, putting area. So I just, brought all my stuff, but at first I just went putting. So there's they spread out, let's say 7 different, holes, like a Saturday night for you. And you can
That's
kind of
exactly
go
right.
wherever you want.
You got people surveilling me. What the fuck is
You
going
can
on?
go wherever you want and just kind of toss them and whatever, and go for whatever hole, and you
Yeah,
just kind of move around.
You toss them around, you mix them around.
Go for one hole, go back to this one, move
Every
along.
style.
So I did that for a while, and it's fun. But so I'm saying is like, there's other people there, but like, I don't know if anybody was actually watching me, but like, there's a couple that I sank from really far away, and I'm just there. You're like, could anybody see that to validate that I actually just did that? It was so good.
Nobody pays attention to that.
Right. And I know it's like if a tree falls in the woods, like I was like, I swear to God, just
If anything, they're seeing your cheeks in that little golfing outfit or whatever.
Well, I was wearing golf pants, but I'm like, I decided I realized I'm like a unicorn. There's just like nobody like me out golfing. It's a weird feeling.
But that can be a good stuff too. They go, oh carajo, what's this Creole Jamaican witch doing in the fucking? I just somebody hopped a magic lamp, and a witch.
Chase, are you good at other sports, or was fighting the only thing you were good at?
I mean, not really. I'm not a traditional athlete. That's what jiu-jitsu draws, though.
You was good at Dungeons and Dragons.
No,
let me come on, baby. Need some new need a new scabbard for my
keeper.
Yeah, exactly.
I would have. I don't know. I feel like I had a superiority complex. I was like, nah, I do jits. I'm not a dork like you guys. You know. I'd still hang out with them, but I wouldn't play Dungeons and Dragons or watch anime with them. You know, I was above those things, but I would definitely play video games. You know, but
But at school, you hung out on the same lunch table with those kind of guys.
Yeah, but I was still
totally cool.
You know, yeah.
Now, did you get into fist fighting stuff, or were you like what in school?
The only time that I ever, all right, so like 6th grade camp in middle school, they bring all the kids to like, you know, some little camp for a couple days, and the camp or the cabin leaders or whatever, like high school kids, like seniors, they're trying to mac on all the chicks out there. That's why they stopped doing it.
Well, they tried to
a lot of
young kids.
No, the other high school chicks that were out there, but ours were like, our cabin leaders were like, all right, we're gonna have you guys like fight each other. We didn't punch each other, but they're like, all right, you're gonna drag your mattresses onto the ground, and you guys are gonna like grapple. And I was just the weird kid, and then I choked all these other kids out, and then they wanted to be my friend after, and that was my one experience with like any non-sanctioned, you know, fighting, I guess.
Oh shit! I would imagine like the jocks and shit. How did you escape like the jocks and those tough guys and stuff fucking with you?
I mean, I only saw 2 fights the entire time I was in high school. One was like chick fight.
Of a fight, high school.
I think it was more just like the year was like everybody's just trying to get fucked up, like
just trying to enjoy life or whatever.
Like drinking and weed and all that.
I think in the Pacific Northwest, there's just a lot of like mushrooms and weed and stuff, right?
Stoners,
There's some dangerous area. Trust me. There's some.
Oh no, I know it's worse. Terrence McKinney and stuff like.
There you go. Yeah, Terrence. Though that's Terrence. This is a fact. I don't know if he still lives there or his mom still lives there. I had to pick him up one day. Lives on G Street.
And what that mean?
G. He's a gangster. He lives on G Street.
He's a gangster and that. And
he lives on G Street.
Yeah, and he died. Like he was technically dead and came back from like.
I didn't know that.
Oh yeah, Terrence has been through it.
Did you use one of your Dungeon and Dragon like replenishing files? It was like, I hereby designate you alive. Yes.
I wasn't there for that one, but I definitely I had to pick him up a couple times because I think his license was like suspended one of the times I was out there. Mm-hmm. Allegedly, I don't know.
Yeah,
or at least he didn't have his car. But
on him now. That's not.
He's a great comeback.
I said allegedly. Story, he's a good dude.
He's a great dude and a great comeback story. And and he's the first. Like he doesn't. It's not like he's not pretending he didn't go through and do all that stuff. You know, his story is real. He's a cautionary tale too, because he was on his way with like a full ride scholarship to college and everything, and went out and went to that party and everything changed. So
he had a scholarship to do what?
Wrestle.
Oh, to wrestling. But did
Yeah,
you
and
ever,
Chiesa used to be his wrestling coach. Even.
oh shit. Did you ever brought him to mix around with your Dungeons and Dragon bodies and stuff like that?
No, I wouldn't bring him around. He'd be stealing all the ladies, dude. I mean, there's not ladies around there, but still, you got to be on the lookout. You're gonna take the moms, whatever.
The
Terrence
mom
is a
and all
ladies'
that.
man for sure.
Like a guy after my own heart, you know.
No, for sure. You guys would get along great.
But was there a lot of black guys in your crew, in the Dungeon and Dragon crew, or no?
Not in Edom Claw. My boy Snack Panther he's one of a handful in the claw, and
And he's
Yeah.
like a fucking celebrity because of that, huh?
oh, for sure. He's Yeah.
That can go either way. That can be miserable, or you can be the life of the fucking party.
Speaking from experience, it can definitely be miserable.
Yeah, she's the cautionary tale about that. Some change. Yeah,
No, he's definitely the life of the party for sure.
he had to resort to witchcraft to have a social life.
I just didn't have a social life is really what happened. So Renato, is there anything more we should want to get to? We've had Chase here for a bit. I mean, you necessarily weren't here, but he was on time, and I don't know if there's I don't want to
Well, I don't know. I mean, he didn't
cut
say
you short, but I want to make sure, and I want to make sure I don't miss any questions. Hold on. And last week,
it's too close to his
wait, let me double check, because last week we had like a super question or something that I missed until after Tim left, and I don't want to screw that up, but I don't see it, so I'm just double checking.
But I don't know. Are you his mommy now? You're gonna tell him he's time for baddie bye?
No, I'm not. Okay.
Now wait, do you have a bat? Do you have one of those Hayes car bat or whatever? Like,
Ooh, I would, but I don't think the missus would be down with that. I got a tent though sometimes.
yeah, and you eat comic books like with your flashlight, and you eat like PB&J sandwich with the crust cut off and stuff.
Oh, for sure.
God.
I just had peanut butter and jelly for breakfast, to be honest.
Somebody's asking, D saying, did you ever skateboard or longboard and bomb hills? What does that mean?
I
know what
got
skateboarding and longboarding is. I don't know what bombing hills is.
You know, just going down
Okay.
out of hell on the hill.
No, I got into snowboarding though. I feel like that's
nice.
At least like you land in something a little softer, but no skateboarding for me. I don't want to break anything else.
Yeah.
Do you snowboard though regularly?
Yeah, this is my third season. I like doing it, getting after it, and then yeah, I mean it's a lot better than skiing, at least for the knees. So yeah, I'm happy with it.
I know Chiesa gets excited about it and stuff, and like that's the whole thing about his camps and different things, and like when he can go, and then there is always that nervous thing about, technically, don't you guys sign on the contract where it's like I won't engage and life threatening things or whatever. Like that's why Cowboy, had named the bull "Don't Tell Dana" and stuff like that. Like you're not supposed to do all these things that would endanger your job and your ability to do your job. So in theory, there's some of these things I don't think you're actually supposed to do, but
I've never read the contract, so I just sign on the line.
Yeah. I could be wrong. Like I said, I could be wrong, but I've signed contracts like that, like literally that say, because if you're an investment, the company's made an investment in you, and instead of, they don't necessarily have an insurance policy on you, but they need to they need to know that you're going to be able to work.
I got a couple stuff for you to sign. I'll have you and your wife picking coffee bean for your uncle tonight.
I'll be down for that.
Before you sign anything with Renato, make him pee in a few cups and stuff like that, though. You know what I'm saying? Get that.
She's into that kind of stuff. Water sport.
No.
Talk about people and stuff. Oh, caralho. What a kinky broad.
No, get Tim tested.
Okay, so back to James Fosh. You sensei. How often you go over there?
Not super often. I mean, I don't like.
You too good for them over there now?
I mean, Kent's a far drive, and Kent's kind of the ghetto, respectfully.
In the ghetto.
Compared to Edom Claw, for sure. You go from like redneck town to Kent. Parts of Kent are pretty ghetto for sure.
Edom Claw though sounds like, I'm sorry, I'm just gonna say this, that white people stole it from Native Americans.
100%. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's like,
Oh,
you know, like, and isn't it by Mount Rainier though, right? Is that right?
Yeah, we're like probably an hour from Mount Rainier, and then
So
like an
it's
hour from
probably
Seattle.
beautiful though, right? It's
Wait,
probably kind of
yeah.
gorgeous though, right?
Minus the rain.
Rainier beer or whatever? Is that what they call
Yeah.
it?
Yeah.
They used to have the, I don't know if it's before you chimed, they used to have the commercial where it go, hey, near beer. Do you remember that now? It's like a motorcycle? No.
No.
Hey, near beer.
I
Well,
kinda-
us millennial, but
I don't even remember Rainier beer. I don't remember that. I do remember Mount St. Helens erupting though.
yeah, that was in like 79 or something like that.
No,
Hey, what about? But he was drinking Zimas anyway, so you don't even remember that.
not in '79.
He was drinking Lowenbrow.
Here's to good friends. Tonight is kind of
Oh, he's
special.
hanging out with his
After all, da-da-da-da-da, tonight.
Are you sure you're not one of my child?
Let it be low and brown.
Yeah, let it be.
Let it be low and brown.
Listen, I'm not mad at Lowenbrow. I had no problem.
Dude, low and brown wasn't bad.
I don't mind Lowen. It's for
But
him.
it had the little foil on the top of the
Yeah.
cap, I think.
It's add a little
Classy.
extra panache or whatever, and you have that lion or whatever.
Yes, the lion. Chase, did your parents drink? No, I'm kidding. What was your dad's favorite beer?
Oof.
Are you sure that I'm
Because your
not?
dad is basically Renato's age, probably, right?
That math should probably add up.
If your dad is in his early 30, then maybe. If your dad is 31, why are you laughing?
Yeah, Chase is 23, but you're 31. That tracks.
Seems about right. Yeah.
Well, I have that boyish.
I'm saying you're just shy of 40, Hanach. You're just shy of 40. His dad got someone in trouble young, but
Now, okay, so let's for here.
We're totally rewriting your history, by
I
the
don't
way.
want to take this in a dark direction, but from what I understand, you kind of jiu-jitsu also kind of was you escaped from kind of a half home life, even though you came from the Eagles nest or whatever Eagles. What was it called?
Enum Claw.
Yeah,
What
there
the
you go.
fuck is an enum?
I don't know. It's like like we just took it from the natives, so
Totally.
I'd have
think
to ask.
That was very valuable to Native Americans.
It's good that you did the research to find out what the fuck is the enum. After all this time. But okay, so you was in the enum's claw, and then your parents kick you out of the nest or whatever. No.
It's kind of a weird thing. They both kind of left. Well, it's not like we lived in a nice house. We lived in like pretty much like a trailer. They both, a shithole for sure. It was like a hoarder house too, low key. And they both kind of,
What were they hoarding for?
Just random shit. I don't know. It was a fucking mess. And it was weird. They both left. And then,
like without telling you?
One yes, one no. But by 18, they're like, all right, you can have it, but you got to pay all the bills. So it was a weird situation, but ended up making it.
You know
I only
what? I'm not mad at your parents' style. I mean, that's not like
Renato.
Here's the stuff.
Oh, but you ended up.
Like in some of those kung fu movie, like you're like maybe The Last Dragon. It's like, all the time the power was inside you.
It's not tough love. That's bad parenting.
Yeah,
I don't know.
It is what it is.
That's
bad parenting.
It seems
And
worked
it's
out.
sad, and I'm sad to hear that.
In hindsight, he's in your 20s because he's now in his 20s, and look at him having the UFC, having money, success.
But you only get one childhood, and I'm sorry that it sucked like that.
I mean, I'm making up for it now. I live a way cooler life than most people get to live. So, and I made it work. I made it work by just fighting. Like literally on the local circuit, making like a G or two per fight. I was fighting monthly. And then I got Contender Series. I had like $30 in my bank account. I had to stop paying for the Ubers out there. I was like, guys, I need you to get the Ubers. Like, I can't. I don't have any money left. And then I won in Vegas, like to fucking the grocery store and shit, or like to get people food.
Oh, when you were
Yeah, literally fight week. Yeah. So I was like, hey, if you guys get the Ubers, that'd be cool. I'll pay you back. And then I got 10 grand for that. That was the most money I'd ever seen in my life. And then it was all uphill from there, and can't complain.
That's incredible. Now, have they tried to be in touch with you since your success?
I would.
Yeah, I mean, one of them's kind of like a schizo type, so I avoid that side of it. And then
You mean like
the other one,
legitimately is it schizophrenia?
bipolar
Okay.
diagnosed, yeah, but that type of thing. But
Like
it is what it is.
Like
It is
Dr.
what it
Renato
is.
and Mr. Hyde, poor huh?
Yeah. And then the other one, though, you just don't really.
I just I don't know. Just I have my my people that I have at the gym, and that's
Right.
I have my wife, and that's what it's more about for me, anyways. The people you choose.
I was just
And,
gonna say.
Those are
Yeah,
people I
you get-
spend all my time with, anyway. So
Yeah, you get to pick your family there and create your own world there. So that's great. I mean, and yeah, amazing story for you to overcome that. That's incredible. I didn't know that.
I mean, some people had it worse, some people had it better, but no complaints.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I have a complaint. I mean, how many times have you shouted out your Uncle Renato after one of you win? After you Sensei was took all my stuff and he purposed that one.
Next one for sure. I got you. Next one.
I mean, would he kill you? Caray, I mean, how much it costs? You say, look, I want to say shout out to one of the greatest who ever did it.
I'm sorry,
Maybe
Chase. That's the thing.
maybe
Is
a
they're
calendar.
just gonna
Calendar
just
would be the cost.
Wait, you're
hangers
gonna,
on and
you're gonna
stuff now.
promote a calendar with your Uncle Renato on all of the different settings? I
I
mean,
think that'd be a good move.
listen, we here trying to find a ways to make money. You know,
That's what it's all about.
It is what it's all about. It is what it's all about. Well, so how quickly do you think you would fight again? I'm guessing maybe like September.
We'll see. I feel like UFC's kind of on their own schedule, but it's been like every 6 months, so maybe.
I know. I'm like, I want to see you more active. Well, it's a new weight class, and so I feel like it took less out of you. And yeah, I know you went 3 rounds, but you were in command of that fight, and I see, you have like, well, you're
This
wearing
was
a little bit of it.
This was from
Yeah,
the
but
fight.
it's
This
like-
was from today. So
Oh shit!
yeah.
But so I'm saying it's like at this point,
Yeah.
like you're 23, you're young, be active, get active, like get, you know
That's
what I mean?
true. That's true.
Get some momentum going,
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, it's all on. I mean, usually it's on UFC schedule, but
Yeah.
I'm healthy. I'm ready to definitely get back in there pretty quick.
Right.
Yeah. I don't see why not.
I was impressed. I thought your hands was really coming together. Like I
Mhm.
like the aggressive approach. That you
Mhm.
had in there, because I think that's the thing where that guy probably assumed like, man, he's not gonna want to do this or whatever, and he's like,
Mhm.
you know what I mean? Like, it's probably frustrating.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, all that time down with old WB, with old Wonder Boy, paying
Yeah.
off for sure.
Oh, you went to saw Wonder Boy, another guy, another fresh-faced guy that everybody
We
underestimates.
love him.
Yeah.
Also a former guest here. Would you want to, you could wait, would you want to do the MSG thing?
I mean, that'd be cool for sure. I've never been in New York, but I like fighting on East Coast because it's 3 hours ahead, so that just means it's earlier, this time. So it's
Right.
easy. I like it, and MSG would be, it's iconic. It'd be definitely one for the resume to be able to say that you fought in, pretty much the venue
Yeah.
for everything, entertainment anywhere in the world.
Right.
So
Muhammad
That
Ali.
timing could work out well, actually. Yeah.
fair enough. See what Uncle Dana wants.
Yeah.
Uncle Dana must like you, though. I mean, he must.
He
You
does.
gotta like the kid. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's a good story. It's a good, like I've told you, you just gotta keep going. You know what I mean? You just, I mean, you're not even. It's funny because you feel like, okay, well, I'm 23, I'm a man. You haven't even gotten into your strongest self yet,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
you're gonna be. It's just gonna keep getting better and better for you.
Yeah, fair enough. Just keep working on the facial hair.
Yeah. But not too much, though.
Not too much, yeah.
It's
Still gotta
true,
keep the
though.
fresh face.
I think
Yeah.
that it's like I say good looking or fresh faced guys and stuff. Lean into that. let guys think you're a pussy or whatever, and then there's a false sense of security they have, you know.
Fair point.
And by the way, the ladies love Wonder Boy. Like he has worked that clean cut good guy to a great advantage.
And he got married young too, so he can't avail himself of any strange moonshine.
What? Yeah,
he's not married.
But, yeah. But I'm just saying, you know, you're right though, Renato, and what you're saying. You know, it's cool, Jace, because like your whole like. It's so wide open. Like, it's so cool to think like you got here already so young. It's really fun and really exciting to be able to watch you progress already. You know, to see your story coming together and going from having a development deal to really getting in the UFC and everything. And now getting into a different weight class and proving that, you know, that your skill set is evolving and everything and coming along. So yeah, it is cool. Like, it's exciting. We get to watch you for a really long time.
Are you on the video game yet?
Not yet. They put that other kid in there. I'm sure I beat the Raul kid.
Oh, Raul Rosas. Yeah, he's really young.
Well, listen, I can't imagine not having you in the game. I mean, what?
Maybe we'll see. I'll hit up EA, see if they'll get me in there.
I wish I could get in the game, but I'm sure they'll put some other person in for
they
me.
should have you as a character in there or a
I know, doing the post show, but I would love that. But you know, I think it's you know, I think it's great. I think it's great. Let's see. So yeah, no, I'm just double checking. But yeah, Jimmy Rivera likes the sound of you fighting in Madison Square Garden. For sure.
That's enough time to draw to get like a little peach fuzz mustache, like a scumbag mustache.
Right, well, you got the Dean saying you got the baby face and the curls, but hopefully you don't get the scar tissue like the Diaz boys, because yeah, they did develop scar tissue young when
but these guys ain't like I mean, he's not getting into like bloodbaths like
the wars like they do. Yeah.
No, that and I take care of my scars. Like I've been cut on both eyebrows, but I probably take usually like a month off sparring after I get cut. At least like getting punched in the face. Like I'll have guys like hit me like neck down. But I mean, that's the way to not have it keep growing. That's what I think the issue is for them, is they kept like sparring with it, so it just keeps getting thicker and thicker.
Almost like the situation with like the fucking cauliflower ears. It's like there's a way to not have that once if you
Dean is also asking, did you ever train at Alpha Male?
No, I mean I'm still at the very first gym I trained at. The only other spots I've trained at has been with Chiesa. I get to train with Ryan Hall for a week. That was cool. And then I make it out to South Carolina a decent bit to train for Wonder Boy and those guys. Right. But those are the only places I've really been to.
Cool.
You mean outside of where you're from? Inside of the Emu's claw?
Yeah, for sure.
So Anakin Skywalker asking, did you have an idol in the UFC growing up?
I mean, I always like Damian Maia. I always like the Diaz brothers. Cerrone.
Cerrone. What was it about the Cowboy Cerrone?
I mean, he's just a gangster. I remember there was that stint where he just kept taking short notice fights.
Yeah,
and just murking everybody.
That was his
best. That was
yeah.
And I think it kind of ended with the Darren Till fight that he took in like. It was like Poland or something that he took.
I remember that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, Reek Havoc is asking you. They're like, "Do you hate Rosas now that he's the new youngest?" You're
no,
like,
yeah. No, I mean, I gotta root for the guys that are in the same spot I'm in. It's just like he's in a similar spot to where I was, and it's like not, you know, there's very few people in the world that have gotten to UFC at this young of an age, and it's a different experience, and it's different to grow up with, like, you know, everything from just the media exposure to, you know, the random people on the internet trash talking you, from, you know, for him 17, for me 18, and it's you know, it's just interesting to grow up in that, and it's hard to relate to a lot of people. So you know, I'm definitely rooting for him.
What could these guys possibly say to you? Like, what's their gripe with you?
Well, it was more the striking, and then now everybody's like, oh, you're coming for Makhachev, but it's the same thing though. Like the people that, you know, tell you you're garbage, and the people that tell you you're the GOAT, like neither of them are right. Somewhere in the middle, neither of them know what they're talking about.
Yeah,
is what it is.
Yeah, you just said something though.
So
that
I
was
should disregard everyone that calls me the coach?
No, not for you.
Oh,
Because I don't think there's any other opinions. So that's a consensus.
now fair enough. I'll go
That's
on.
different.
Yeah, no, I was gonna say something and whatever, I lost thought. But anyway, you know, the thing about it is you guys are there's just it's all upside for you. Like you said, like rooting for Rosas, it's a good thing. Like I don't know how competitive you are with other people in the UFC. Is there anybody that you have a beef with or anything like that?
No, I mean it's it's business. It's
Yeah.
I don't really care. You know, pretty much everybody I fought has been cool. They're all trying to provide for their families, and you know, they're trying to do the same thing to me. I'm trying to do to them. It's
You're trying to take from their family, yeah? If you think about it, that's really what it is. You provide for yours and take from the next man.
That's the issue for sure. Is it's like and they pay you for being more brutal than the other guy can.
Right.
Like they pay you for taking it in a more brutal fashion.
Yeah.
So there's like that incentive, which is kind of weird, but it's like, I don't know. There's a camaraderie in that at the end of the day. A little bit of a respect.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
That
true.
you take the other man what he's got and all he ever gonna have.
It's true. It's true. It's primal. I mean, it is very primal. That's why, I mean, I think that's why so many people relate to it.
Yeah. And I mean, it's the fairest competition in the world. It's literally you and another guy, same weight, go.
Yeah. No weapons, just you versus them. Yeah.
But do you wish they would allow emu's claws to be legal in there so you can
Only for me, for sure.
Just
I
bring
would
it.
see it.
you go to the trachea for that one?
Rip some throats out for sure.
I know.
You know, we might. I mean, and I know you're the dream, but I'm seeing like Chase Killer Claw Hooper, or like, you know, like
there has to be something with the Chase that
right.
you can use.
The Claw Chase, the Chase Claw,
Hooper, I guess
the Dream Chaser, the Nightmare Chaser, the something.
What about Hooper? That was a Burt Reynolds movie. He was like a stuntman or something.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Hooper, right.
Let's go with that. I think the kids is that's more than the kids. Bart Reynolds, a B-level hurt.
Or it's just middle. It's just alley, so it says Chase Alley Hoop. Right.
Ooh. I know. Fight Pass guys always call me Hula.
Hula, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's cute. It's cute. Well, yeah. Listen.
So literally, is Chase the dream? That's what it is?
Pretty much, because I had to cut the teenage part out.
But
I don't want to
teenage out because it was creepy.
I didn't want to get put on any lists.
True. Not you don't want to end up like your Uncle Hanachi. Chase the dream, huh? Oh God, you're pushing it. You're pushing it. You're pushing my patience with that one.
Yeah.
I'm gonna came up with something for you. Well,
and somebody's saying, Dean's also saying that the you versus Dooho Choi Korean Superboy would be the great babyface fight. That kid can scrap too.
Yeah, you don't want to get into one of those firefights with him. You just want to take him and fucking hobby his face into the dirt.
Woo! I remember watching him and Cub, and we were all like,
that was one of the best.
Like we were like watching it at work, and we were like, wait, are we watching what we think we're watching? Like, is this like literally an instant classic, like an instant effing classic?
That one was fucking nuts.
I just pull guard like my boy Crone. I think that's the move.
Hey, look, you said it, not me.
Well, I would jump guard. I've jumped guard before. That's not an issue. Pulling guard is a little harder. The ref will just stand you back up.
Yeah. You know what? Maya used to kind of trick people into that shit. Like he would do something, and then how would he do it? He
just kind of bait him in a little, and then kind of.
It's like he would bait them into a takedown or something like that.
I feel like he went for a lot of like ankle picks and like kind of.
I can't remember what it was, but I always thought, that's genius. That you know.
And didn't he backpack a lot too?
Yeah, if he can, but that's a harder thing to fucking do. If you can
I know, but he can climb on people, and the next thing you know.
Yeah, true.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying in an amazing way. I'm saying like he was gifted at. Like, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I can't remember what it was, but it was like he trying to something that appeared to be a negative, and then you go, oh wait, but he's got got.
Right, because he was already a few steps ahead of you. And so, yeah, he would like, trick you into thinking that you had something, but he was actually laying the trap. Yeah. Yeah. Pretty amazing. All right, Renato, are you there? Oh my goodness. Okay, well, he just froze. And listen, Chase, I was gonna say, I think we got to all the questions from everybody here. But Renato, you froze. I know he's gonna want to say goodbye to you, but I don't want him to. Oh, Renato, it's just this poor guy. It's like, it's only episode 85, Chase. It's not like, it's not like we only just started doing this.
Yeah, still working out the kinks. I get that.
I know. I don't know if this is a real question. Jake wants to know what your favorite subreddit is.
Ooh, I don't know. I haven't been on Reddit too much. I know about the Fighter and the Kid subreddit. I did an AMA on there. Those guys were cool.
You did?
Yeah, that was a good time. Shout out to all those guys.
Nice.
But yeah, that's really my only Reddit experience.
I know. I'm not on Reddit, and I was like, I know I need to get on like Discord more and stuff like that. You know what I mean? And so that's what it was. You said something, and I was going to say something because my kid is 16. I forget what you were saying. Oh, that's what it was about with your parents going. Like, I can't imagine just leaving her at her age now. That's just insane. Like, that's just insane to me. That's crazy. That's like, you're such a success story. So good for you, and like, good on you for like having the wherewithal and just the like, belief in yourself and like the ability to keep it together like that. Like, that's awesome. That's really great. I really, I know a lot of people, don't find success in that situation. So that's really cool that you did. Do you ever like, is that the type of thing that you talk about a lot? Like, because I feel like there would be value in sharing that story with the people.
I mean, not really a ton. I just, more just recently, but there was one of two ways I could go with it, and that's my sister's kind of the same way. She was out of the house a little earlier, but she went into the military. She was out of the house. I think she turned 18 in boot camp, but both of us went more the traditional family route. Like, she's married, she has a kid, and has a pretty normal life. And I got my wife. She was there with me that whole time. She she was helping support me and all that, and she's been there by my side the whole time. So, definitely got to give her some credit for that. But yeah.
Nice. Building up some stability, you know what I mean, in the face of instability. Yeah, that's a wonderful thing. And if you guys probably value, you value it in a lot more ways than other people probably. That's great. Welcome back, Renato.
You value that I came back to you?
No, we were just saying. I was just saying to Chase as we wrap it up. I appreciate him being candid and sharing his story about being young, because I'm saying, like, I couldn't imagine. Basically, my daughter is the age at which he was on his own, and I can't imagine just being like, "Nah, I'm good. Like, I'm a bounce." Like, I just like it doesn't like it can't. I just can't even like it doesn't occur to me. I know, Renato, you don't even stick around that long, but I'm saying I'm just really thankful that you shared that, because I think there is value in other people hearing that story and hearing a story of success.
I think there's value in empowering your children to fend for themselves and not ask for a handout.
Definitely.
What a guy.
I get that.
And listen, the proof is on the pudding. Look at this fucking guy here. Yeah.
Well, thank you, Chase. Is there anything you want to say to him before we say goodbye, Renato?
Oh, wait, hold on. Let me fuck with this. Oh, by the way, my what happened was my fucking computer ran out of power because
you got to plug it in.
I didn't know I was using a fucking computer today, so
yeah, you got to plug it in.
Yeah, I only use the computer for listening to music and also looking at
do you at least use an incognito tab when you do that?
No, because who the fuck is gonna bust me?
Fair point.
What's gonna happen? I'm a man over here.
Tab. I don't care.
I don't have a wife.
I mean, one should.
I don't have a wifey. I just do whatever I want over here.
I don't either, but
yeah, I can put Pog versus BBC, giant BBC, carajo. I can put stepdaughter, stepfather, you in trouble. BBC, he action video. Where it should go like this. Oh, carajo. I would enjoy that one.
Anyway, Chase, thank you so much for joining us, and congratulations on your recent victory. You know, like we were saying, it really was one-way traffic that night. All of us at work, I remember we were all like, dang, like what, like, dang, like you turned it around, you know, like you could tell that that every fight you're learning from the one that came before it, and that every time you're leveling up. And so, like we we're saying, it's just exciting to know that we've like got years and years of time ahead to watch you. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah. Thank you. Appreciate it.
It's a pleasure to see, you know, my techniques in action, you know, even if they third generation bootleg, whatever, but still it's just, you know, at least satisfying or whatever.
Do you hear the Grateful Dead complaining about all the tapes out there? No,
but you know,
they're just happy people like the Grateful Dead.
Look, they got a lot more money than Yonko Hanash. I mean, I'm grateful, and I mean livey. I mean alive. I wish I was dead sometime.
Thank you, Chase. Appreciate you being here. And please, I apologize in advance for any correspondence Renato sends your way, implying that you owe him money or whatever.
No,
it's all good.
I know
fruits and vegetables are the way.
That's
in case
true.
Anybody's wondering.
That's very true. That's old school. You have. That's why you're winning now, too. The spirit.
Nice.
I kept it nice too. I only wear it special occasions.
Dude,
yeah, not like
nice.
these other fucking bozos. They go training that ones and other kind of. You're supposed to take that on a nice date with you. You take your wife out to a nice seafood dinner.
For sure.
The lady with the linguine with clam sauce.
Get her a salad though.
Yeah, she can only eat salad, carajo. No breadstick.
You know, Chase, why don't you leave while you're ahead?
Yeah, no fucking bread.
Don't bring him down, Renato. Don't you dare. Don't you dare.
Chop water, and you're lucky no lemon even. I go lemon on the side.
Don't corrupt.
It tastes like pool water. So you can imagine, it's like for the senses. She imagines she's hanging out by a pool, and I don't even need to take her on a vacation, nothing. She's like, Atlantis.
Thank you, Chase. Best of luck the next time we see you. And yeah, maybe we'll get you back before your fight, but hopefully, I mean, Madison Square Garden would be cool or whatever. But yeah, congratulations.
I tell you what, after your next win, you can take me, your wifey, and Karyn Bryant. We're gonna do go to hedonism for her. All right. All
sounds good.
Yeah. Okay. Sounds like a plan.
Okay.
Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, forgot it. Whatever.
See you later, Chase.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Hey, say hi to all those fucking guys out in the you know, the Pacific Northwest. Jeff Howland, Sasquino, you know, Sasquatch, and also James Fosh, you know, and Amy and all that ones. Okay.
We'll do.
The party people. Yeah, we do appreciate it. But yeah, thank you for joining us, and we'll see you soon.
And don't forget.
Hey, we'll do.
Don't forget your Uncle Hanach. I'm gonna haunt you. I'm gonna haunt your wife, Ricardo.
Keep away from his wife, Renato.
That's up to him. You have to act right. Okay. Okay.
See you later.
Bye.
Bye.
Now.
See ya. Stay away from his wife. Keep your paws off the man's wife.
He don't know what to do with that one.
I bet he does.
It's too sophisticated for him.
He's been married to her, he said, for just shy of 2 years. I'm pretty sure he figured out what to do with her.
I guess. But maybe because they're married, they don't even have sex anymore. So
after only 2 years, I'm pretty sure. At 23 years old, I'm pretty sure they're still very busy.
Yeah, probably. You're probably high. Fuck.
Exactly.
Keep your paws off that one, Chase.
Chase, no. Fighters need to save your legs.
Yeah, that's for
6 months.
Yeah, save your legs. Women, weekend legs for her.
Save the legs.
Yeah, I'll jump on the grenade for you for her.
For 6 months, save the legs.
Yeah, you need that ones.
Oh gosh. What a
They're
nice
taking
guy.
power.
What a good dude.
He's a great kid. He's a great fucking kid. He's great.
What a good dude.
He has a good sense of humor. He's chuff. He's headed to, he also tell it like it is. He tell you if he feels scared or if he's not trying to be some fake chuff guy,
Yeah. No, that was very enjoyable. And like I was telling him, I've worked a lot of his fights at the Apex and stuff like that, but we don't always cross paths with people. We don't always, even though it seems like you would, you don't necessarily
Yeah. Well, I know the people that he trained under and who is checking under his wing and checking him under his wing, under their wing. And these are great people, the people like the guy that is the one that kind of parent him when his parents let him to fly the nest or whatever. It's a great guy, a great person. And he's in the, he got lucky to be involved with some very good people, because not everybody, just because it's martial arts and you're supposed to be cool and supposed to be,
not everybody is.
Yeah, not everybody walk the spiritual path or whatever,
For sure.
Yeah,
no, I didn't realize that was his backstory. That's really sad, but also really a great story of triumph. So good for him,
Yeah. Oh.
What'd you do?
Wait, nothing. No.
What?
I tried to get hit of something that came up, and then I ended up.
Oh, okay.
Where you see the comments and shit?
On the side, on the right-hand side, you might just need to zoom out.
No, I got it there.
Nice.
Okay.
So, I mean, not for nothing, all along, you should have been just doing it here on this. Like, the lighting, you could tweak a little next time or whatever, but like the picture quality is totally better. Like, it's made, every time I send you the link for the show, it always says in big, bold letters, laptop is best. But then it's like, if you got to use your phone, do this, but it's always going to be better on your computer. And then also, because then you can control like the mic volume and stuff like that. I don't know if you can do that on the phone, but because I only ever do it from the computer.
I couldn't use my
yeah, you can. I'm using earbuds, but but
it must be something that I have to figure out that I can't.
You have to hook up the Bluetooth.
What's a hound with now?
Yeah, you just got to hook up the Bluetooth. That's all. So I have mine Bluetooth to my computer. So I'm using Bluetooth earpiece for the headphones, but I'm using the mic, on the settings on the thing. I use this mic.
Oh yeah. Well,
but you can just Bluetooth your headphones, your earpiece into your computer. I just go to,
I tried. It was too much. Whatever. I'll figure it out.
Are they connected to something else? Or are they connected to your phone? Turn the Bluetooth off on your phone. They might just be connected to your phone already. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So if you turn the Bluetooth off on your phone, now it can connect to something else. And then just go to your system preferences, hit, network settings or whatever. And now I'm such a dork. It's crazy. I know how to do all this, but I could literally talk you through it now. That's growth. That's personal growth, KB.
I thought you said that's gross. I was like, wait, what else?
No, I actually did a jump rope video about this the other day. It's personal growth because
your cheeks was growing.
They were, and I need to stop that. No, I've made huge advances in my technological savvy through necessity, because the ex used to be the one that did all the tech side of all my work. And so I had to do things, and it used to cause me a lot of panic, and it still does to a degree over certain things that I have to do. So it still does cause me a great amount of stress. But there are certain things now that I know how to do, and I can do quite quickly that I used to never know how to do or whatever. So I can literally talk you through it now. So go to system preferences, and then you'll go to Bluetooth, and then you should be able to toggle that on to connect to that earpiece. And then that should work for you.
I'm cross-referencing the main frame.
It already sounds like you maybe are connected to them.
Not yet.
Maybe not.
Don't.
But you're yeah.
Right.
So yeah, it should be under system preferences.
Yeah, it's.
There's like network and then Bluetooth.
It's on.
So toggle it on. This part is going to be especially great for the audio download. I should put some background music on.
I'm sure the people, this is what they tune in for. They want to.
It's called Watch Grandpa. Hey, okay, so While in the meantime, let me show you guys some things that wait, why can't I add this to the stream? So coming up still, we will have Chidi's Choice ready to go here. So while Renato is trying to hook that up, I could also get that started to go. It's his pick for Kai Kara France versus Albazi this weekend. That is the flyweight fight. Then we're going to talk about how Izzy and Pereira ran into each other at the airport, and the whole idea of if you need a rival. We can talk about Succession and Barry, what you like in a finale. There was a study that 1 in 8 men bring condoms to funerals. They can put up there. So there's a few different topics that we can get to here, Renato, as how's it going?
That doesn't want to let me.
That sounds like you are hooked up, though. It sounds different.
It's not.
Are you sure?
100,000%. So I just fuck with that another channel.
Well, okay.
I'm sure there's a way. It's not.
There definitely is a way. Yeah. And even on the little settings thing on the
settings of not my computer, but
actually here on the stream, you might be able to do it there too. It's possible. It's possible. But at any rate, another thing that happened last night that was sad was the Celtics game. I am from Boston. Renato, I don't know if you were watching that and who you were rooting for. My guess is maybe you would be rooting for the Heat more. I don't know.
I was rooting for the Heat. I'm not a Boston guy fan.
That's what I'm saying. I figured you would be. And so, after the drama of Game 6, I guess it was hard to kind of repeat that energy. But it sucked because we were in Boston and whatever. It didn't go our way. So it's Nuggets, Heat, whatever. I don't even honestly watch that much basketball. But when I was a kid, I went to Casey Jones basketball camp. Casey Jones used to be the Celtics coach way back when. And so I actually had gone to, basketball camp there and all that stuff. So I did grow up, and that is my hometown team. But yeah, basketball, I don't know. I like it when I'm watching it. I really enjoy it, but it's not like I sit down to watch the game, whereas I do that with football.
Well, I feel like some of the Celtic players should have went to basketball camp too. The way they played in that last one.
Yeah. Well, nobody rebounds offensively anymore. Like, we need offensive boards. Like, people don't. I mean, rebounding in general, people don't do. But like, bro, if our shot percentage is down, we need offensive boards. Like, that seems obvious.
To be fair, also the best player got hurt in the first quarter.
Right, twist his ankle. Yeah.
So I mean that probably has something to do with it, but whatever. That's the way the fucking cookie crumble.
I was just gonna say,
lose, whatever.
Welcome to sports.
Sport.
Welcome to sports. I might need to.
Wow, help yourself. Is that straight?
I know, that's what I'm saying. I literally was just gonna say I might need to get up.
Is that Cheetos vodka? Is that just a thing of Cheetos?
Yeah, that's Tito. That's just me just putting a long pull on some Tito.
You're turning into a lush. This is what it came true.
Turning into?
You've been that one, huh?
Or you've been the last 2 years?
Oh.
Why? Where do you think the Fistivities was born out of?
Desperation.
Exactly. I need somebody to hang out with on it. I need a date. Let's see if that asshole Renato's around.
Well,
Get this, Renato. How bad is my luck? Or maybe good. I go to see a friend of mine today, and I met him up at the Soho House. Have you ever been to the Soho House up in LA?
Yeah, years ago. Yeah, I haven't been in a while.
I've never been. So I go there. I have coffee with my friend this morning. It's an old friend of mine. Who's just a great guy, and he's worked. He used to be. We know each other all the way back from when I used to run a radio station, and he used to be a record rep. And so he would come to town and oh, here's this record, like here's the new album by The Cure and stuff like that. That kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So I've known him forever. His wife's totally cool. Like, I remember being there like the day their firstborn was going to be born, and all this, they're just great people. Known him forever. Love him. But anyway, I go to meet to have a coffee with him. And as I'm leaving, you know how I tell you, I never see anybody hot in LA. Like I never see any good looking men. I never see anybody anywhere. So I'm leaving today. And I'm like on my way out. And this guy walks in and I was like, hello. And he had a effing Gracie t-shirt on or sweatshirt on. Right. And I was like, so he looks right at me and he's like, looks right at me. And I'm like, look right at him. And then we're both just kind of looking at each other. And it was sort of like, he knows me, like, you know, so then I was like, just looking at him. And then he said, but I'm leaving. So I said to my friend, literally, I sent him a message later. I was like, hey, it was really great seeing you. And I was like, and by the way, I was like,
you're like, who is that fucking
if you know who that dude is, if you see that guy, I'm like, if that guy's a regular, you gotta let me know.
Well, did they know who the fuck he was?
So he said he was going to try to find out.
Now, you was leaving. What stopped you from just going, hey, look, come here, you?
Because the way the place is like when you know, it's all the way up on like the penthouse of that building. So you come down into just like this little lobby by the car park, you know?
Yeah.
And so it was just like I came down out of the elevator, and the only thing for me to do really was to ask the check-in guy to like stamp my ticket. And this guy was just coming in, about to check in and go upstairs. So like, you wouldn't really hang out in that part. It's just the check-in lobby. Like, there's nothing there other than it sucks. Like I'm saying, yeah, 2 minutes earlier, had I still been upstairs, different story. I was already down by my car. And I was like, are you kidding me? I'm like, I finally saw a person that I wanted to talk to in 2 years. And it's as I'm leaving.
Yeah, but you got to strike while your vagina is hot.
Oh, it's always hot, believe me.
Okay, well, then you're gonna find another one of that one. You're gonna find another guy like that then. What else you gonna do? I mean, you have to. Sometimes these guys they think like you know, it's another thing I noticed.
And why do I need to say anything? Why didn't he go, hey,
because
baby?
He should have said something, but I'm just saying, since he was too much of a pussy to do it, sometimes you gotta say, hey, listen, you know.
Don't you want to ask me out right now?
Or just say, what you looking at? And they'll be like, excuse me, or whatever. You know what I mean?
And then he's gonna pretend to be gay, like you just said before. And then I'm kidding.
He's gonna go, you know what I mean? He's gonna be like Hugh Grant or whatever and be like all choked up.
I wish. Give me Hugh Grant from Notting Hill, please. That's the dream.
Well,
that kind of charm. I'm not saying that guy. He can look a lot of different ways, but that kind of charm.
That kind of charm where he's always like flummoxed and
yeah, a little bit of self-deprecation, a little flummoxedness, but he's smart, he's clever, he makes her laugh. I'm not saying he has to look. I think Hugh Grant is cute in that movie, but I'm not saying that the person doesn't have to look like that. I'm just saying, but I want that kind of charm and that kind of vibe. Yes. That'd be amazing.
I think you need to say something cheeky to a guy like that. Like, you know, like bust his chops. Like, what, you know.
Literally, like I said, like I was sort of kind of caught off guard, but like he definitely looked like, and like I said, he looked at me like kind of like he knows you. I mean, he's in a goddamn Gracie sweatshirt, so it was like he obviously knew who I was, like, you know what I mean. And so when I was like, and I looked at him, and so when I first looked at him too, and I was sort of like, my brain was like, do I know this guy? Do I know this guy? Do I know this guy? You know what I mean? Because you start to go, and they're like, I should. And then
you should have said something about jiu-jitsu. Say like, oh, you're looking at me like you want to haul with me. You know, like
you want to roll exactly.
I don't got time right now, but I'll give you my number.
Again, why is it my job?
It's not, but the squeaky wheel get the grease or whatever. You get the oil, the cucumber oil.
Here goes my cuckoo clock again.
Sometimes you gotta, open. Sometimes I tell you what, I'm telling you. Sometimes these guys is intimidating.
You don't even know though. I'm saying historically, and like I said, for me, this was literally the first person in 2 years I've seen that I was even like, oh, I looked at and like took even notice of somebody. But historically, Renato, yeah, asking people out or being the one to spark up the conversation is not my problem.
But you know what? I think is true, and I mean it shouldn't be this way, but sometimes guys is a little bit like they assume that women is getting bombarded all day long with that shit. So they sometimes they tend to think like, I want you, but I don't want to fucking bother her. You know, it's the same stuff with
Because
like,
she probably hears that all day long.
you know how like you might see a celebrity that you crazy about.
Yeah.
And then you just pretend that you don't know them. You just don't bother them. You just don't say nothing because they sick of it. But you don't know that if you would have said something, they would have been all excited. They might have made their fucking day. But we assume. I've heard people talking about this on podcasts. They're like, yeah, like some guy said this and that and the other thing, and hey, I felt great. I was like, wow, that made my day. You know, and you think, well, why am I always being?
Everybody loves a compliment.
Yeah, so I think guys suffer from that a little bit, like you like treating women like they're a celebrity. You know what I mean? I mean, in your case, you are a celebrity, but they treating them like she's.
But we both took like a good long look, like bro, like
yeah,
do something.
But then maybe he thinks, oh, she caught me staring. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I'm saying? You never know what kind of fucking insecurities guys have.
Well, the funny thing will be if this person was, because the thing about the Soho House is, you just go in there and like when you're in town type thing. So I have no idea if this person lives here. I have no idea if this person will ever be there again. You know what I mean? But I literally was saying to my friend, I was like, oh, it was great seeing you. She's like, yeah, if this guy that was in that sweatshirt is a regular, let me know. You know what I mean?
I think that there's a good bet that he's a regular or at least live out here, because if you're from out of town, I feel like you're less apt to be wearing a fucking Gracie sweatshirt to a place like that. You're going to be trying to impress. You're like, oh, I'm at the Soho House in LA. You're probably going to try a little harder. You understand my
I do. I am trying to, because honestly, I would like to get inside of the mind. There was something else the other day. I was like, what would a guy be thinking if this? And I started to go crazy trying to figure out what a man would be thinking because I just didn't understand. So yes, you could be right. Or is he, because men don't think so much about like, if I pretend to be casual,
they
like,
do.
You don't think 3 steps
they
ahead.
do shit like that.
Right.
I mean, why you think? I mean, you see celebrities. A lot of these guys just wear a fucking t-shirt and jean or whatever, like at a fucking, because they can get in. It's like a flex to not have to look good.
Right, because they are who they are, right?
Because them being them is the looking good,
Well, if this guy is a regular, then maybe my friend would be able to find out. We'll see.
Or call every Gracie affiliate or whatever and be like, look, there's this guy, okay?
Do you know a guy who goes to Soho House?
What his look like? Like what was the feature?
He might have been Brazilian. I mean, he might have been, because the skin was like.
I know who he was. No, I'm kidding. No, okay.
The skin was like, had maybe a slight caramelish hue to it, but he was like, yeah, he might have been a Brazilian guy. Like, I don't know. I'm not sure.
Well, I'm not.
Like I said, it didn't a fully imprint. I'm like, look, if you gave me a lineup, I could probably remember him a little bit. Like, I don't remember exactly everything about him. I just remember going, wow, there's a good looking guy. Like, I haven't seen a good looking guy.
Accent, or did I make that up in my head?
What? What'd you say?
What? I thought you said he had a British accent or not. He didn't say
nothing. I thought he did when he was checking in. I thought he did, but I don't know if that was somebody else speaking. But I thought he had a British accent. And then the dream would be even more insane. But I don't think he did. But I don't know if it was him or if it was somebody else checking in at the same time.
And I saw,
because you know about the British. Yeah, never mind. I'm not going to share that now. I'm not going to kind of. That would be a different story too.
Yeah, don't share any interesting anecdotes. Not on a.
My mom watches this show.
Save those for somewhere else.
My mom watches this show.
I'll tell her to turn off the screen for a
minute. Hey, no, more like more of a Maya Brazilian, but like
Maya just looked like a fucking Spanish or Italian
guy. But the guy was big though. Like he was tall, so that was the thing too. Where I was like, oh, he was a tall person, but he wasn't like. But But yes, I guess he would be leaning more whiter Brazilian than darker Brazilian. But I don't even know if he really was Brazilian. Like I said, he could have been something else. It could have just been the Gracie shirt throwing me off. Because like I said, he might have had a British accent. You know what I mean? I don't even know. I was just like, wow, there's a person that I just was like literally mad that I was leaving. I was like, how am I leaving right now?
Well, you could have not left.
I had no reason. I couldn't.
You could just do a phony, oh, I forgot, I left my shit upstairs or whatever. So you gotta check the ball. But
honestly, though, Renato, you know the thing about it is you actually don't understand how often I actually do that and try. Like honestly, like I am that person who, like like I said, historically and like even still, like I am that person that tries and makes the effort. Like I really actually do. And that's I really do.
This situation was called for that, for like, you know, those things that like I Love Lucy, you know, would do. You know what I mean? Like you gotta do some silly shit, you know.
Here's something though. Hey, you know what would be amazing? Would be for something for Karyn to like not have to do herself, and like would be amazing if a guy like actually just took the lead and was a man, and actually Karyn got to feel like, oh my God, imagine just a girl for once who actually, never mind, don't get me started. Hey, well, let's do Chidi's choice.
I got one last maybe troubleshooting thing. Sometimes not just women, but men too. When we stare at somebody, we think because we're feeling good vibes about how they look or whatever, we don't realize that what our staring looks like this. Do you understand? And I can't. Are you?
I didn't stare like that.
Okay, but did you put off the vibe like a smile or like a?
Yeah, because we stared at each other once. And then I was like, holy crap. And then like he was checking in, and then we like looked at each other again, but I was leaving and he didn't say anything.
But you remember, staring sometimes just looks like this. You know what I'm saying?
It wasn't a what the hell stare. It was definitely, because like I said, it was like he was sort of kind of almost seemed like he was gonna try to say something to me, because like I said, he could tell that he thought he should know me type thing. Do you know what I mean?
There's a good chance if you have a Gracie sweatshirt that he also watches UFC. So
that's what I'm saying.
I would bet any amount of money he knew who the fuck you are.
That's what I'm saying. So there was like this almost weird of like, yeah, we could have a conversation, but I don't know you, but like you could say something to me and I would talk to you. Like,
you know what? You could have just said like, okay, spit it out or something stupid like that. You know what I mean? Like, you know, and then he would have been like, you know, he might have bust you chops in China or whatever, you know.
Anyway, missed opportunity. But it was the first person in 2 years I've seen that I was actually thought, wow, there's a person that is interesting looking. So, wow, things are looking up. One person in 2 years. That's amazing.
More for me.
Yeah, well, you can have them all. There's no... Okay, so...
somebody said it was Vinny Margolis.
Vinny Margolis.
Yeah, you could have that one.
He's not a bad-looking guy. Isn't he married, though?
Says you, boy.
I think Vinny's... He is... Okay.
Hello, and welcome to another edition of Chidi's Choice. Today, the Fistivities Bearded Dragon mascot is fired up to make his choice for the UFC Vegas 74 main event between Kai Kara-France and Amir Albazi. What we do is we put Chidi down in front of 2 piles of arugula, but first we randomize the names. We put one here. It's hard to do this with one hand, people. You guys don't understand. Okay, so we're gonna put one down here, and we're gonna put one over here. We put Chidi down, and he makes his choice. Okay, boom, there he goes, over to the right. Chidi believes that Kai Kara-France will be picking up the win.
Go.
We shall see. We shall see.
Let's go. I'm a big fan. I like him a lot.
Yeah, I like Kai Kara-France too a lot, but I have to admit, one of those 2 gentlemen follow me, and it ain't Kai Kara-France.
Oh, sorry. I got nothing against Albazi. I just know Kai Kara-France better. But Albazi might be a great dude. I don't know.
Albazi know where his bread is butter. So right off the bat, I don't care how much I like Karyn France. Albazi. Is Albazi or Bosch?
Oh, Bosch.
Yeah, Albazi.
I tell you what, it's a heck of a fight. You know, Kai, it's more fluid and more move. I think he's more.
Yeah, but Albazi is more fluid when he follow me. He's more fluid with the follow button, and Karyn France is shooting himself on the feet.
Look at Albazi can definitely do it. It's a big, like, Kai has faced tougher competition. Kai has
Wait, could Albazi get it too?
What?
I thought you said Kai could. Albazi could get it or something. What you said? Or he could do it. He could do it. Is that what you said?
I'm not talking about him getting anything from me. No.
No,
No, I'm just saying. No, he could win the fight. I'm saying it's totally possible that he could win. I'm just saying Kai has faced stiffer competition over the course of his career. This is a bigger step up for Albazi.
It is, but we don't know that how stiff Albazi can get. You know?
I guess we don't. Fernanda is feeling Chidi on this one. Yeah.
I mean, he would have to be favored too. I mean, I think that was no shocker that he picked that one.
Mm-hmm. Well, what do you mean it's no shocker that he picked him? He could have gone either way.
No, I'm just saying, like, that's the safe choice, Chidi, because
it is the safe choice. You're right. It is the safe choice.
Slip ups, so he's now going, listen, I better stay on the hype, I pick the safer one,
Right. All right. Well, I think that's going to be a fun fight. Yeah, that is Saturday on ESPN. I believe this one is on just regular old ESPN, I believe. So I think the main card starts at 9 p.m. Eastern.
So 6 p.m. here.
Yeah. Look at you and your math.
Well, I mean, I just like that. I did that one.
Yeah, that was really amazing. That was really amazing.
Where's this one held?
Vegas, just Apex.
Big deal.
I know. But later this month, I'm going to Florida. Well, in June, going to Florida. Jacksonville.
Florida, like Hollywood, Florida.
No, I'm going to Jacksonville.
There you go.
I know. Gee. Maybe I'll meet a guy in the lounge at the airport.
There you go. You smell like cigarette.
Totally.
Like a smoking hotel home, like a smoking.
Totally. Hey, so one thing, Renato, I had mentioned at the top of the show that I wanted to ask about, and especially because I know you're a fan of Israel Adesanya, and those fights with Alex Pereira have been amazing. But there was a thing. They were at the airport the other day. They ran into each other at the airport, and they're like, "Oh my God, like what are the chances and stuff?" But I'm curious to you, like, what do you think about the idea? And obviously, it's a thing in comic books and throughout history and literature and stuff. The arch rival, the nemesis, that kind of thing. And if you think it makes you better at whatever it is in your pursuit, is it a beneficial thing to have an arch enemy?
I think you need it. I think it's like we define by you need that foil. You need to have that one. It's like the one. It's like Muhammad Ali, Joe Frazier. It's the guy that, for whatever reason, just was hardest to beat for him and pushed him to his limits. And you maybe never gonna find out how far he could go if he didn't meet that guy, And I'm sure he hated it in the moment, but afterwards, like, wow, he pushed me to, you need that one. You need it. Also, it's sweeter, the victory. I mean, imagine if Izzy just beat that guy back then in the fucking kickboxing, he wouldn't give a shit if he beat him in this one here. He'd be like, okay, whatever, I beat everybody. Who cares? You know what I mean? He had to work for it. He had to think, maybe I can never beat this guy. He had to have this villain, to make him push him to imagine the places that he pushed him to go in training,
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I mean, I'm grateful for people having a foil. Without that, I mean, imagine Batman without any, like, the Joker or any of that shit, you'd be like, oh, okay. Just goons, just Batman beating up random goons and stuff, you need that guy, the nemesis,
Yeah, I think it does definitely push people, and you know, DC probably didn't train harder than when he did for John Jones and that kind of thing, you know, like, yeah, I do believe that. But so in real life though, people don't always have that. So I wonder, you know, when you try to like internalize that or personalize that, do you imagine, you know, competition? Like I have real competition, obviously. Like I do think every day, like, you know, there's people out there gunning for what I have, you know, in terms of job or whatever. So in that respect, I think you know, I have that in my mind. Like I remember when I first, you know, back when doing stuff and, you know, like we're in the media room, yeah, it was like very competitive. You wanted to be the first one to get the interview up or the first one to get something out. And so collectively you had that competition in that room, you know what I mean?
But I think people in a just everyday life, if they work anywhere, I mean, I think that a lot of time people is fighting like the ghosts of shit, like people who bullied them as a kid or some asshole stepfather or whoever it is. It's like that, you know, sometimes it's like not even somebody who's active in your life anymore, but you gotta show that one, you know, you gotta prove that teacher that told you you wasn't shit or whoever, you know, his parents, Chase's parents, whether he acknowledged or not,
right?
Probably like, let me show these fucking assholes what, you know, what they left behind, you know, like, yeah, I'll show you what I can do. You know what I mean? Like sometimes it's that, sometimes it's yourself, you know?
Yeah, no. And it's interesting because I do know, you know, some different things I was reading psychologically and the benefits of and sometimes the danger though of saying like, well, I'll show them, like, you know, to make sure sometimes, yeah, that you are doing things for yourself, you know what I mean? But the I'll show them is a great driver of a lot of what I do. For sure.
It is a powerful motivator and it can work. I think the problem with the I'll show you is since there's like this bitterness in it, I think it never leads to satisfaction. I feel like I'll show you just goes till you're dead. You know what I mean?
And maybe that's what they mean psychologically. That's saying doing it for yourself instead of for that. Maybe that's exactly why, because you won't ever feel satisfied.
And for you won't really show them. You know what I mean? There's no there's no like concrete. I showed them. You know.
Well, there's no proof they'll see it. So there's no show. Right? You can't guarantee that you're showing them because you don't know that they're necessarily even going to see it.
And there's no proof that they'll give a shit.
That they care, exactly. Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's all in your head, Hilly. You know what I mean?
Right.
Sometimes they might go, huh? You know.
But I know for me, like for example, because you know, the other people I work with are younger than me. I do think some days when I'm like, I'm kind of tired or whatever, and then I'm like, are the other people working out today? You know what I mean? And I'm like, yeah. And then I was like, guess I better get my ass up and go work out. Like, so in that respect, the competition is good. And yes, it's for me and my benefit, but like knowing the other people around are doing it and they're nipping, you know, and just in general, the imagination of people nipping at your, you know what I mean, wanting what you have is a motivator. Yeah.
That's how I had I don't know how many kids to remind me of that all the time. They nipping at my wallet, at my pocketbook.
But yeah, I'm glad they have each other, but I do think that's pretty funny that they like can't escape each other too. I think it's actually
great. I love it. It's like fucking hockey and Apollo Creed, or you know, I mean, so you gotta have that one. And one day, when all is said and done, they're gonna appreciate each other. You know, all these fucking guys that hated each other and all these different pro sports, when they get older and fatter and the shit don't matter anymore. They go, you know what? When we was young men, look what the fuck we was doing. You know what I mean? Like it don't. You look back and you go, you know.
Well, it's true because even like for example, at the that last Bellator show that was here, the Fedor's last fight, you know, like Chuck was there, and I don't know that Tito was there, but like Frank Shamrock was there, Randy was there.
Chuck and Cheeto was sitting next to each other, and they was hanging out with each other, basically.
Yeah, and so you're right. It's like it gets to be water under the bridge to the point you're like, you don't even remember what you were mad about, like. And you know, honestly, yeah, like I don't like holding grudges and stuff like that. Like it takes a lot out of you anyway.
It does. It does. Yeah. Yeah. I've been dealing with I've got a heavy load on my shoulders, a fat body. He's always
Really?
like hovering over everything I do.
And that is what?
A heavy, obese person.
Oh.
He's always weighing me down in my thoughts. And if I could just cut him a loose, boy.
But how do you let him have so much space rent free? Why?
I can't let it go. I hate the man.
At this point, it seems like it's hurting you more than it's hurting him, though.
If you've seen his life is a shamble.
Okay.
And I do get some joy. I do get some joy out of that.
Okay.
He's going through a divorce.
Is he really? Yeah. Are you serious?
I believe so.
So Vinny's going to be available?
Yeah, you can have him. You can have that fat pig all to yourself. That's all you can eat. You guys will enjoy each other. Yeah.
I'm sad for him. Is that
you
true?
can do Chidi choice with him, but instead of a hugula, you just put down like a Hubin sandwich with all the fixings.
Not a bad looking guy.
Like a Hubin sandwich and a Yoo-hoo. Whatever.
What happened with him?
I don't know. It's none of my business.
I know now all of a sudden it's like, so anyway. No, but this does bring up for folks who missed last week's episode. Not for nothing. We did have Tim Elliott on, and he told the story of his unfortunate unraveling of his marriage. It's well worth a watch, only because he got very honest about a lot of stuff, and it might be the type of thing that some of you guys viewing this are dealing with. There's a lot to the story of friendship and infidelity and secrets and lies type of thing. But a lot of us can relate to a lot of different parts of the story. So definitely check it out. But it's also really fun. Like we end up talking about a lot of other stuff too. And he's fighting this weekend. So it's worth watching for a lot of reasons.
Yeah, it's a good one. I like that one. A lot of people enjoyed him too. They was like, yeah, and they were like, what a nice guy. He don't deserve whatever. But I don't want to get into it.
Yeah, and again, like I said at the beginning of that show too, I none of us were there intending to do anything about like character assassination or anything. It was just him telling his story. So, but Vinny might be single, huh?
Yeah, go for it. You're gonna love it.
Do I worry about Charlie Arnold?
What that means?
I mean, I guess because I said, I'm wondering if the other people are working out. I'm just wondering which T-shirt she's wearing this week.
I don't know who is that. I don't know who's Charlie Arnold.
It's irrelevant. Okay. Just curious who's paying for the T-shirt. Okay. So something else I wanted to get to, Renato. So, and no spoilers or whatever, but so Succession ended and Barry ended, and I was cool with the way that Succession ended. I was like, okay, that's cool. Like I was cool with the way that both of them ended. I had more of an emotional investment in the Succession show than I did with Barry. Mm-hmm. But both of them I thought were okay. But honestly, I think I enjoyed the Succession one more than Barry. But I'm curious just in general, like a season finale, a series finale is always something that everybody debates. But just in general, like, do you like a tidy little wrap up, or do you like with Sopranos where you're like, is he dead or not dead? Like I figured he was dead, but I don't know. Like,
so
like
it depends.
What do you like more?
Are you talking about, there's a difference to me between
series finale.
It's a series, not a season.
Series finale. That's what this was for Barry. That's what it was for Succession. There's no more.
I'm gonna say that most series finale is mostly handled incorrect. I think that mostly they leave me like, this is how you did it. I never worry about a season one because I know there's another one coming. I'm like, okay. Most of the fucking series finale is like, fuck, that's how you went out, But the best one I ever saw, The only one that was really truly satisfying, where I was like, this is how you end a fucking series, was Eastbound and Down.
Okay.
That one had me almost crying, fucking laughing.
I'm trying to remember because I love that show. I'm trying to remember how it ended.
There was just so much shit. They let everybody, almost like the end of a movie, they just showed how everybody's ending up or whatever. And
right, I'll have to, yeah.
It was just fucking funny. They went for the laughs and they didn't go for any small cheese shit. They just went to make you, to the very fucking end, they made you laugh, you ass.
But that show was so good.
It was just, and I went, that's how you fucking do it, you know?
Well,
what a show.
To me, the perfect one was 6 Feet Under.
I never used to watch that one.
6 Feet Under, because I loved that show. And I still, when I hear that Sia song, but I remember very specifically, I was in New York and like working there. And I remember all of us coming into work the next day freaking out because they did it so perfectly. And kind of like what you're saying, like each person had their moment and each storyline got wrapped up in the way in 6 Feet Under anyway. And the song was, it was like a perfect marriage of a song and the storytelling. And to me, that was like really, really great. I was okay with like things like how The Shield ended, where it was a little bit like, but open-ended, but kind of like, I was okay with it. I was okay with Sopranos and stuff like this. I don't know. For me with Barry, if I'm honest, I was just sort of like, okay, like that makes sense. That makes sense that you did it this way. Like, okay.
Barry, and I didn't know that it was ending, but I feel like that character probably have a longer way to go. They could have milked that one a little longer now.
Yeah, I guess partly there was, like I said, I wasn't as emotionally invested in that show, but there are certain characters I am emotionally invested in. And so depending on which character, I may or may not have been, had certain feelings or whatever. But just in general, I thought like, okay, the device they use, like it makes sense in the kind of the show it is. But I wasn't like, I was just sort of like, like I didn't love it. I kind of was like, well, okay.
It happens. It's hard to end the show satisfying. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's I admit it's kind of hard. I think
it definitely is.
Yeah.
Well, so Dan saying Sopranos ending, like, did you like it or not? Because I was okay with it. Do you think he got shot? Do you think somebody came in during Don't Stop Believing and blew him away?
I think so.
Probably, right? But
yeah. I think if not, then what the fuck?
Because how could you keep getting away with like you can't keep?
But also, just what would be the point otherwise? Like, what is it then? If not that?
Yeah. Well, wait. So some people are saying people are saying Johnny was saying Game of Thrones was not what anybody wanted. I can't comment. I didn't watch that show.
That's probably the poster child for what we're talking about.
I don't know anything about. Was it terrible? People hated it. I don't even know.
This is an ending that I've never met a person who watched that show that liked the ending.
Okay.
Like it's not even polarizing. Like, oh, these people nobody like it.
Okay.
Everybody's like, this is what the fuck I waited.
Did everybody die or did nobody? Like, I don't care. I'm never gonna watch it.
It's just it hopped up in the most in a way. There's no need to even get into it, but
okay.
They made a character that everybody would have wanted to be maybe the hero, and they made her the fucking villain pretty much, and it was just it just limped off into the sunset, and it was like, ugh.
Gotcha. Well, Dean is saying lots of series aren't that great. He was disappointed in Sons of Anarchy. I wasn't too crazy about Lost. Yeah, I remember watching Lost, and I was like,
Lost is another one. Everybody
because you were strung along for so long,
and they went with like the Dallas, like the crummy, like it's all a dream.
It's all a dream, and we're all in purgatory. Yeah, like
that's like a crummy fucking way to end something.
Well, I was okay with how Succession ended. It made sense, and I was okay with it, and I was okay with it.
I didn't even know it was ending,
Yeah, but I was sad because I was like, God dang it! Like I really like this show, and it's over.
Characters more. I mean, that's crazy.
There's a lot you could have done, and I agree. The guy that plays Logan, Brian Cox, was like commenting, like I think they killed off Logan too soon. I hope, spoiler alert, that's a season 4 thing. But everybody was like, I agree with that. You know what I mean? Because it was like too early in the season.
But then again, you never know. He might have said, "Listen, my health isn't great. I'm at this age. I can't do this." I mean, I can see that easy.
Yeah, I don't know. But anyway, I'm trying.
You know what? I bet you anything that those stars is getting. They at the hottest that they can be. I bet you they want to try other shit now, you know?
Well, apparently, I guess Shiv, Sarah Snook, apparently, did I read that she like literally had the baby on Sunday while she was like, as the thing was
Well, I
airing,
don't
she
know
had
about
her
that,
baby.
but I know she was pregnant. I mean,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
that
yeah.
shouldn't be a fucking reason to quit the biggest thing you ever did in your life.
I know. To me, it's over too soon. But whatever, they're leaving us wanting more. But I would watch Succession forever and ever and ever. Like I would watch them.
Yeah,
forever.
it's better to get out sooner than too late, too. You know.
Yeah, no, I don't want to get it played out and watered down in storylines or whatever. But it
I'll
was
tell you
just so
what,
good. I'm
I'll
just
tell you
sad
what
it's gone.
Ending of a show that it was schmaltzy, but it got me.
Weeds. I remember watching Weeds.
I watched some Weeds, but I never watched. I never got into Weeds on that one. You know.
Yeah, I remember that.
You know, you remember the Cheers ending? You remember?
Yes.
You remember like the guy tries to go in and goes, "Sorry, we closed," and it was all.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you're like, oh fuck.
Oh. Yeah, I'm from Boston, and then, you know.
But that was like the end of that was a comforting thing. Cheers was always on, you know, like when Cheers left, you were like, oh shit, no more Cheers.
Right. I mean, and I'm trying to remember, like, what do you call it? NYPD Blue and stuff like that. Like, I remember that was a big deal. And stuff
yeah,
like
that didn't float my boat back then, you know, so I didn't really fuck with that. I wasn't interested in seeing like David Caruso's ass or whatever.
Right. Or what was it? Is MASH though the #1 show still? The season finale of MASH?
So, yeah.
The series finale of MASH?
I think Seinfeld was a huge fucking one. That was another piece of shit ending. That wasn't a good last ending.
Well, you're right, Johnny. Breaking Bad finale was great. That was great. Yeah. So, yeah. Okay, well, that was basically it. There was just the one other thing I wanted to get to, Renato, but we can get to it now or we can get to it another time. Since
it's up to you. I can go either way, whatever you want to do. Whatever.
Well, it was just that, and I guess you saw the story too. I didn't read the whole thing, so forgive me if I'm misquoting it. But 1 in 8 men bring a condom to a funeral, thinking just in case they might get lucky there.
I think.
Have you or have you not taken a condom to a funeral?
God, are you a condom to a funeral? I mean, most times if I'm going myself to a funeral, I'm kind of broken up about it, you know. So I'm like, I'm not in the mood to fuck, but I can see it though. I can see guys doing that. Yeah, I can see it. And I do know some fucking to have gone on because sometimes people who is grieving, like if I've known people who is grieving, and then their friends and the grief of the love of the other person made them got together, even if just for the night. I seen that. I never got involved in that.
Yeah, and you want to feel alive in the face of death, people.
Yeah, so I see that, but I was in no shape for any of that kind of stuff. But when I saw the same article, I was laughing. I go, bravo, gentlemen. I'm like, I'm not surprised, you know. But yeah, I think guys have a fear of. We have a FOMO about any missed opportunity for pussy. It's like it's better to have no excuse for it, like because I'll tell you what, there's nothing.
Be prepared. It's your Boy Scouts in you.
Well, yeah, always be ready for whatever.
Just be prepared.
Always be prepared, whatever. Yeah, so there's nothing worse than a woman is trying to give you some pussy in a situation like in a one-night stand situation, but then you have no access to a condom. You know what I mean? Again, you're like,
yeah.
That
does suck. Yes.
You go down to the gift shop and it's closed. You're like, and like shit. Boy, you know what I mean? And I've been in that.
Because it's a deal breaker. Like you're not.
It is, and fair enough. But and you think all I had to do was have a fucking condom.
My kingdom for a condom.
Yeah, one of those situations will change. Will make you bring one to.
Make you bring a condom.
You know what it make you do? Just put it in you. If you like, for me, that's a staple. Like that goes in the toiletry bag. Like.
Does it go in the inside breast pocket of the blazer of the jacket? Where does it go?
Oh yeah, once you get to whatever town or whatever. But I'm saying,
but you tuck one in your DOP kit.
A few. You know what I mean? Like you just gotta have them. I may or may not use that ones.
Okay.
But
just realized something I don't have in my apartment.
A condom. That's okay. You're freaky. You like to feel the feels.
No, it's just like there's just been no reason for it. Like you literally, it didn't even cross my mind that you just said that. Like if I even ever like picked some dude up, like I don't even have anything.
Here's what you should do. Leave it in there. You know how they say you dress for the job that you want or whatever? You know,
I should buy some and rub it like it's like some magic, like.
Yeah, keep those in there as if, live as if. You know what I mean? Just,
as if it's aspirational condoms.
Yeah. Why not? Put it in there.
Why not?
Put Magnum in there too. Don't get the regular one. Yeah.
Oh God, that's so sad.
Yeah.
But I do think it's funny though, because I can see it happening though. Like I can see the reception. Like I can see how a conversation, like it's easy to start conversations in those situations, at least because you're in a place where you obviously have something in common. You wouldn't effing be there if you didn't have something in common, at least. How did you know the so-and-so? Like you always have an opener, but like when I read that story or hear that story, I just immediately picture Owen Wilson and Vince Vaughn. It's Wedding Crashers at the funeral to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
and that Will Ferrell character or whatever. Yeah. But yeah, I feel like every guy when they go to every guy who's single who goes to a wedding thinks he's gonna get laid.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So that's one where I'm sure they're bringing a condom to that.
Oh, for sure, at a wedding, for sure.
Wedding, they like assume they're gonna get laid. You know.
Do you always? Would you always, if it's like a work convention thing, like that's a gimme too? That's you're always bringing.
Look, I always figure it's better like in true romance, like it's better to have one and not need it than to need it and not have it. You know.
Right.
It don't cost me nothing or it cost me a couple bucks and that's it to keep that one. Let me have that. Let me just have it in case. You know. You don't want that to be the one stupid thing that fuck you up, you know?
Did you ever have a girl and then she thought you were exclusive and then she saw that you were taking condoms on a trip?
No, I was pretty good about hiding that one from them. Hiding the truth.
Because I could, that's kind of a classic thing, right? Where guys get in trouble for.
Yeah, they're like, wait, we don't use condom. What the fuck you need a condom from?
Oh, that's Mikey's. He gave it to me because.
Yeah, like, that's my friend. A friend gave that. I don't even know who even is this one.
I don't know. Check the expiration date. Those things are probably years old.
Probably back from high school. I don't even care about these. These mean nothing to me. You want to throw it away? Right now? Look. Yeah, no, I never got caught out there like that. Thank God.
Are you a good liar, though?
I'll tell you what. I've said this before, but I'll say it again. I don't look at sex as this thing that have to be this, it's till death do us part. I don't look at it, you have to be this fucking intertwining souls or whatever. So for me, I never felt guilty about sex. Okay? But I swear, the actual, if pressed and you have to lie, I feel like the biggest piece of shit and the knife is twisting in my guts. I hate it. I don't like that part. If I had to do it from self-preservation, I did what I had to do, I guess, you know? But I took no pleasure from it. It felt like pulling teeth. It sucks, you know? But the other part, I was just like, man, I didn't feel any.
The doing of it you don't mind, is the lying you don't mind.
I didn't feel any worse than if I jerked off and go like, oh, I hope she, I shouldn't have did this without her or something. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I'm just saying, I'm not saying that's right or wrong. I'm saying.
I get you.
But it was the line. I hate being a fucking liar, you know?
I get you. Cool. Well, all right. Well, I was just curious if you, is there a weird place? What's the weirdest place you ever picked somebody up? Like a laundromat or like a. I'm trying to think for me what that would have been.
That would be like normal. I feel like.
I was just gonna say I can't think of anything, like strange or.
I mean, on the street, just crossing crossing a street in New York, like in the 90s, and just like giving that look you gave to that guy.
Yeah, hopefully I can tell that story later.
And
Be like,
then-
oh, I met a guy as I was leaving the soda.
Yeah, and then us not knowing each other, going to Riverside Park, smoking a joint, and making love. Boy.
Mating?
We made it love. Okay. And we didn't even know each other.
Good for you. So
yeah.
Good for you. It's funny because I can almost tell the story, but with a very different ending. But yesterday I took a long walk around a part of Beverly Hills, you know, because I was like,
trying to find a fucking man, whatever, a hitch man.
I mean, if it happened, I would, but whatever. But I was just like, let me just take a walk in a different part of town because I just walk in the same part of town all the time. So I was like, let me go somewhere else. So I went over to Beverly Hills and I was walking around. But then afterwards, I went to the grocery store, and so it was very obvious that the woman in front of me was also single. She had cat food, 2 bottles of wine, and then like some maybe some like salami or something rolled up, and something else. And mine was sushi, salad dressing, and like a little cut up cheese, like little cheese sampler.
Charcuterie.
Just the cheese though. And I literally, and she actually was talking, and then she was English too. But I literally almost said to her, like, I was so close to just being like, look, it's very obvious we are both single. Like, do you want to like go somewhere and drink that wine? Or like, do you want to go? Like, I literally, because it's weird as a grown-up to make friends or something. Like when you're older, it's hard to make friends. And I have no idea if I have anything really in common with this lady, but I was so close to just being like, look, we both clearly have nothing else to do today, and we're both about to go get drunk. So do you want to do it together? Like,
or team up and go,
yeah,
Mahadi or Salam.
I didn't, but then I was like, maybe I should have.
You should have. Wait, let's see.
Whatever. I didn't. So there was one more friend I didn't make. Oh,
wow. This one guy, Johnny Morrow. Yeah, a friend's mom at a house party. She was throwing at her house a milk.
A milk that was a witch. Oh boy! So he hooked up with his friend's mom.
Well, you got the witch part.
I don't know if I would do that. I don't know that I would hook up with my friend's family.
I knew that I had friends. I won't even name names, but in high school that had hot moms. And I sure did avail myself of the image of them in my mind a couple times.
Well, the bank is one thing, but actually doing it.
But boy, if your friend caught you doing that, that's never forgive.
Oh.
Like if I caught a friend of mine fucking my mom, porra.
Oh, that'd be crazy. I'd feel really weird about hooking up with my friend's dad or something. Like, that'd be weird.
I'd feel weird about my friend's reaction. I wouldn't feel weird about the doing of it. There was a couple nice moms out there.
I bet. I'm that lady. I'm the hot mom.
Yeah. Imagine you're a kid and you come over and you're doing finger paints or whatever with your daughter, and then you go like this. Oh, carajo, what's your mom talking about over there? Even your mom, I like that one. Maybelline.
Keep your filthy paws off my mom.
Nah. Keep your goddamn dirty ape.
Yeah.
Keep your filthy paws off me, porra. That's
all right. Well, Renato, as we wrap it up, what are you doing this weekend? I'm working this weekend. I think I have Sugar and Dean with me this weekend, but I'm not sure.
Sugar and Dean. That sounds like a team, like Dean, like Sammy and Dean.
Sammy and Dean. Yeah, this is like the Chocolate Express, the Sugar and Dean show, like the
Harlem Heat. No, okay. Yeah, so I'm gonna be watching too, like all the other suckers out there.
Yeah, because these are on ESPN, I believe, just straight up regular ESPN.
Cool. Then I'll really be watching that one.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll be watching that one just like the rest of these poor suckers out there. Nice. And yeah, and then I'll see you guys out there. Let me tell them about my Instagram handle.
Please do.
It's Renato _ Laranja, in case you didn't know.
Well, I'm glad that you shared that for them. I should also remind people that you can go over to crossrope.com and use promo code.
I hear that. Wait, the music came on now.
Oh. We're wrapping up.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. I thought it was.
Weren't we?
Yeah.
I thought so.
Yeah.
Why don't you use freestyle?
Oh my God. It hit me with that in the beginning, and I'll give you all the freestyle you want.
Festivities is over. It's time to
go.
Festivities is over. It's time to go. Another. Let's wrap it up. You know.
That's like the same half that Fred Flintstone did in the Fruity Pebbles one with half.
Nice.
You're like, my
so how weird is this? So, well, last thing with my friend today, he was like, hey, have you really played around with the chat AI and the AI stuff? I was like, no. He's like, hey, watch this. So he typed in to the AI thing. He's like, write a funny poem about something, and it like in no time at all had a funny like poem written about this topic. This random thing he put in, it made sense. And it drew from like facts about this. We were like, oh, that's scary.
I think it's good that it can do that. It's amazing, almost like a magic trick. Like, it's fascinating to me. But I just think, fuck, if you're gonna automate that now, you know what I mean? Like, I think it's just a sad state of affairs. You know, if
scary.
If artists, you don't need artists no more. I don't know what.
I know, that's what I'm saying. They could be like, hey, write a script, like, and look at the jokes could be mediocre, but you could say write a sitcom about two people, one's from Brazil and one's from America, and they do a podcast together on Tuesday nights. And, like, it could write something.
You would whip that up in true seconds. Yeah.
It's crazy. It's crazy. Anyway, so Renato _ Laranja is where they find you, right?
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
All right, cool. Well, I am at KB Heat on Instagram. Karyn Bryant everywhere else. Karyn. Bryant as in Kobe. No relation, but may he rest in peace. Chase Hooper was our guest. If you missed any of it, go back. He stayed with us over an hour. He was great. That was great.
Yeah, he was great. I like that kid.
Nice. And last week's guest, Tim Elliott, is also fighting this weekend, so you can check that out. But we've had a lot of fun with our recent guests lately, so if you missed any, you should go and look them up. We are also on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, and Stitcher, so look for us there as well if you want to download them. But yeah, tell your friends about us. That's how we can grow. Yeah. Right, Hanoch?
Tell your mommy, tell all you hot mommies out there.
Okay, folks.
Can grow.
Thanks so much for tuning in. We appreciate it. We'll see you next time.
We gotta get Karyn Bryant's laid for her. Come on. Let's root for her. Let's do a voodoo doll or something. A seance. Something needs to happen.
Prayers up.
Listen, I'm praying for you tonight.
Thanks, you guys. See you later.
Nam yo ho henge kyo. Nam yo ho henge kyo. Nam yo ho henge kyo.